On your home for the NFL and Super Bowl 60, 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, and it's no surprise. Same game parlay from Bet365 just keeps getting better.
Well, it's even easier to make a bet. Choose from the most popular markets like hits, run line, totals, and home runs. So many to choose from.
Download the app, start building your bet, and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. T&Cs apply.
Spring is here, and Kohl's has everything you need to celebrate it in style. Find fresh looks the whole family will love for all your events and get-togethers this season. Plus, save an extra 15% on some of your favorites and earn Kohl's cash. There's so much to love about spring, and big savings on great styles is one of them. Find them now at Kohl's and Kohl's.com. Select styles. Offer ends April 19th. Kohl's cash and coupons do not apply to Sephora at Kohl's. Exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com, sponsored by AbbVie.
Hi, guys. Jeffrey O'Brien here. Have you ever gone to harmonsolar.com? Well, you really need to, because everything you ever wanted to know about how solar power can save you big on your monthly electric bill is right there. It's online. Through your phone or through your computer, you can learn about tax credits, the equipment they use, look at how they do things for businesses as well as homeowners, see testimonials from happy customers, and I hear they got a pretty good podcast, too. Check it out. Go to harmonsolar.com. That's harmonsolar.com.
I'm Angela Gonzalez, reporting from Phoenix. We're talking with the community about Phoenix Police Department. Ma'am, what do you think?
Oh, I love them. They're our local heroes. We've had some problems around here with break-ins and people using drugs on the streets. The police work with our community to have a presence in our neighborhood and keep our streets safe.
Thank you, Phoenix Police.
Gracias a la Policía de Phoenix.
Thank you, Phoenix Police.
Rise to serve. Find more today at joinphxpd.com. Protect and serve with the elite.
Sponsored by the City of Phoenix.
Your home has gone way up in value, but have you taken advantage of it? This is Rob Canier with a phenomenal opportunity to tap into some of your home equity, earning tax-free income and eliminating your mortgage payment while staying in your home as long as you want. With home prices leveling off, don't wait to learn more about the new reverse mortgage. This is a safe and proven money-saving and tax-free income opportunity for homeowners age 62 and older. Call me, Reverse Rob, and learn more today at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
Hi, guys. Jeffrey O'Brien here. Have you ever gone to harmonsolar.com? Well, you really need to, because everything you ever wanted to know about how solar power can save you big on your monthly electric bill is right there. It's online. Through your phone or through your computer, you can learn about tax credits, the equipment they use, look at how they do things for businesses as well as homeowners, see testimonials from happy customers, and I hear they got a pretty good podcast, too. Check it out. Go to harmonsolar.com. That's harmonsolar.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM. Wherever you go, take us along. Listen to our live stream on our free Fanatic app. Download it today.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it. All right, everybody, it's Tuesday here on the Daily Blender, and your good friend, Radio Pound, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Harris Hicks in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale, and the Berg is all ready to go, and he wants to talk about elephants. Elephants, the elephant in the room. Is that a fat crack about me, Berg? What the hell, man?
Elephants are the best animals on planet Earth, by the way.
How do you figure that?
by
You can't have an elephant as a pet. I mean, they're going to crap all over the place, and then they're just going to crash through the fence and go after the neighbors.
Sounds like having you as a pet, Jeff.
Just do not think elephants are a reasonable animal to have in your house. I'm just ignoring you because if I don't ignore you right there, I'll have to destroy you, Harris. But no, Berg says elephants, San Diego. Let's talk about it to kick off the show. And I'm like, okay. Is this the thing about the elephants at the zoo during the earthquake? So what happens is there's this earthquake, and then the elephants are like, holy crap, everything's moving. And so they're kind of like, what's going on? What's causing this? And then when they can't find the cause of it, they formed a circle. They all backed up to each other in like a circle, like a protection circle for the like the younger elephants in the herd. And I was like, man, that's pretty cool. And they just instinctively knew it's like we got to get almost like those Greek soldiers from 300, except for they're not like, oiled up and gay, but they're just like ready to fight in a phalanx sort of setup. I mean, maybe a couple of the elephants are gay. I don't want to really.
I mean,
I don't know what their life choices are. I mean,
could be. I mean, it is San Diego, so
I don't want to assume anything these days. But whatever the case, I think that's what Berg is talking about.
If Ralph says anything to insult me, Randy and Jeffrey, I expect y'all to form a protection circle around me.
Yeah, probably not. No.
Why would we do that?
I think you should. I think it would just be kind.
Big George says, hello, gentlemen. Happy Taco Tuesday. Diamondbacks open up a road trip tonight against the Miami Marlins. Would be nice to win 2 out of 3 of these guys. Well, let me tell you something real quick about that. It's not tonight. It's in 38 minutes. The game starts at 3:40, George. So if you think 3 p.m. is night, you're incorrect.
Yes, incorrect. Indeed.
It's in Miami. They're on a road trip. So, yeah.
Here's the thing. Evening or night doesn't start till 7 p.m. I mean, in Arizona, though, during the summer when, the sun doesn't really go down until 9 p.m., but you can't live your life around that.
See, I thought it was like evening would be like when the sun is going down, and then night is when it's dark outside.
Okay, I'll give you that.
I think that's a good call, Randy.
I'll give you that.
Thank
when
you.
it's
Thank you.
properly
Of course,
dark,
anytime.
when the sun's going down, it's evening. When it's properly dark, it's night.
Yeah,
but it can't be like night at 3:40 p.m. ever.
So this afternoon,
Big George says it's nighttime in Miami. Shut up, George.
It's
shut
not
up, George.
either, Big George. It's not either.
Yeah.
Berg says thanks for talking about elephants and tell Big George to do better. Well, I figure, do I tell him to do better or I tell him just shut the hell up?
No, I think we say do better, Big George.
Jeffrey, and yesterday we talked about this, Randy. I thought that Big George was the one that could be causing all the earthquakes in San Diego when he was going on his morning
I like that
jogs.
Harris is going back to an unfunny joke thinking it's funny.
Oh,
that's the thing
not
that just
very
really
nice. I thought it was
I
pretty
tried
funny.
to wave him off of that yesterday several times, but he just kept committing to it.
I think it's really funny. I thought it was really funny, but you know what? Maybe I'm dealing
I got
with a
Harris
tough
in the
crowd here.
control room with his Mad Libs, just filling out lines like, "Oh, this will be good."
Oh, he's gonna like this one. He's gonna like this one. Oh yeah. Let me rehearse it. Let me rehearse
Probably
it in the
want to leave
mirror.
that to the grown-ups, Hicks.
Yeah.
Bruno Baller says, "Oh, this isn't on this date, but it's not in sports history. 1955, the first McDonald's franchise opened. Did you guys ever watch that thing with Michael Keaton about
I did. Yeah.
Ray Kroc and how he
I have
stole
not seen
McDonald's?
this.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
this is interesting. I've not
It's,
seen it.
it's
You didn't
actually
see
it's like a
that?
docudrama, and it's really good.
I've been living under a rock.
Yeah, you
Hell
need
was
to
it
watch
called?
that. Yeah.
I need to watch that right
Oh
now.
my God.
Here.
Hang on. Let me bring up.
Oh
the
no, I
group
got
here.
it. About Ray Kroc
Ray
Kroc.
movie.
with a
This is-
K. Kroc with a K. The Founder. It's called The Founder. Came out in
Founder.
2016.
Yes, the founder. That's it.
Yeah.
The founder.
You can. I don't know where you
The
can
Founder.
watch
Flounder.
it.
The
You can
the
watch that
Founder.
wherever.
The founder, not the flounder.
No, the founder.
The Founder.
F-O-U,
Nobody said
not
flounder,
F-L-O.
Harris.
Right.
Wow.
That's
Flounder.
Little Mermaid.
What are you doing?
Dude, what am I doing?
Wow.
Number one Rattlers fans is 5 minutes into the show, and Harris has strike one against him for trying to resurrect that lame Big George joke. 2 more strikes, and then you put him in a penalty box.
Oh, boo. I've already been in the penalty box too much. Can I have some mercy here?
No.
Yet.
So
No.
I think I agree with Rattlers fan. You got 2 more strikes, just don't blow it.
Yeah, dude.
It's easy to not blow it.
Right.
Do you know who's in the movie The Founder? I did not know this until I looked at the cast list here.
I said Michael Keaton.
But do you know who else is in there? Ron damn Swanson. That's who's in there.
That's right. That's right.
Nick Offerman plays one of the actual McDonald's guys.
Also, you know who else is in the movie? Your mom.
Dude, that's ridiculous. My mom isn't in that.
My
movie.
mom. Yeah, my mom.
She's not in that movie.
I wasn't talking to you, Harris.
I was just implying that
not everything's about you,
just
Harris.
in case the fourth dimension was wondering.
I feel like Harris, Harris needs some attention. I think.
You know what? I might actually confession. I might actually. Yeah.
Berg says Harris just took a strike looking. I know he does that.
Gosh, fourth dimension.
That drives me absolutely crazy.
Oh, when people
when
do
guys
that,
strike out looking.
Me too, Randy. It does me too. You're a catcher. You see it. You see it up close. I can't imagine what that's like.
That drives me crazy. I used to tell the guys
as
on
a
the
catcher,
other team,
you love to see
it. When they took a called third strike, I'd say to the guy before he walks into the dugout, "Why don't you swing the bat?" Like that. I would just tell him, "Why don't you swing the damn bat?"
You know, Randy, if you told me that, I'd probably be so in my own head. I would just wall up and
that's
throw up
kind
in
of
the ball at that point.
Job of
They'd
the
call it
catcher.
over.
The job of a good catcher.
That's why he was a good catcher right there.
Psychological warfare.
Yeah, right. That's psychological warfare, man.
Yeah. I was a good catcher. That's why I'm doing
That's
radio.
why, exactly. That's right. That's right. Well, you could have been a catcher, but you decided you wanted to follow your passion, your true passion, which
my
brings
true
you here.
passion, radio.
Yes,
Yeah.
radio.
So for me, I was really good as a stand-up comic, but here I am doing radio.
Yes.
Randy was really good as a catcher, but yet here he is doing stand-up radio.
Yep.
And now Harris was a really great page for Nickelodeon, but now here he is doing radio.
Here he is. Yep.
See, yeah, exactly. This is
page
why
for
we're the
Nickelodeon.
jack of all trades, folks. We're so versatile here on the show.
Did
That's
you guys
exactly
pay
right.
your taxes? Everybody's paid their taxes. You all good?
Yes, I already got
we
my
have.
return.
Yes.
All stamped,
Wow, look
sealed,
at you.
delivered. Well, that was what I was saying yesterday, Randy. If money's coming to you, boy, you file that thing right away, like in
Right.
February. But if you owe, you're waiting until the very last second to drop that thing in the mailbox.
Yeah,
But
oh, yeah.
today
Yeah,
is
for
the
sure.
day.
Today's the day.
Yep.
Today's
the day.
also my daughter-in-law's birthday. Happy birthday, Kayla the Bean. in
Makes
North
it easy to
Carolina.
remember Kayla's birthday, doesn't it?
Oh yeah,
Tax day.
I texted her today and I said, I hope your day is not too taxing and you don't have to go return a gift for a refund.
You know
Oh,
we would
that
probably
was
blow the
really
whistle on
good.
you, Randy. Probably should blow the whistle on yourself
Oh,
just for that.
sorry.
Yeah.
I have lost whistle privileges. I was thinking about it, but I was afraid Jeffrey was going to put me.
No,
back in
you
the penalty
still,
box.
if you'd blown that whistle, I like I said earlier, I would destroy you.
You would be coming to
but
pick me up.
you are
I don't want
okay.
that.
By the way, Rand, he is not allowed to
Yeah.
blow whistles on anybody
I
because,
can't- I
as you
understand
know,
that. Yeah.
the blowing of whistles on this show,
Yeah.
a violation is generally based on a bad pun.
It is. Yes.
Harris yesterday was blowing the whistle left and right just because he
No.
didn't like what someone was saying.
I didn't.
No.
I didn't approve of it.
So I told him, "You are no longer allowed to
No.
blow the whistle
No.
unless
Yeah.
I give the word."
Yeah, I thought
And
the
now
joke,
Randy's here. Randy, he does have the privilege.
I thought the joke
Mhm.
was just a little off-putting. That's why. Dang, I get
Dude.
nothing from that.
You are
Not from you, Jeffrey. From the
Are you
fourth
not
dimension.
paying attention to this program in general?
From the fourth
Everything
dimension.
about this show is off-putting. Everything about this show is dark chocolate. You know what
This
I'm
is
saying?
true. Actually.
Everything that happens here is on the edge of disaster, and you're like, "Well, I just didn't like what that guy had to say." Like, wait, what?
You know what, Jeffrey?
You would get
You're right.
exhausted blowing the whistles. You would hyperventilate from blowing the whistle constantly on this show.
Oh man,
Just because it hits you in the Harris feels
Dang
doesn't mean you get to blow a
Dang
whistle on a guy.
I don't like it when Jeffrey's right, but he brought up a really good argument.
It's going
I
to
admit
happen
it.
quite a bit, and it's going to hurt you.
Oh,
It's going to hurt you, but you just get
Bolsheviki.
used to it.
No.
Hamilton Porter says, "Afternoon, guys. Anyone else find it hysterical that J.D. Vance dropped and broke the college football playoff title trophy at the White House yesterday?
Oh, did he break it?
Couldn't happen to a more deserving pile of D-bags than Ohio State players." Yeah, there's so many layers of that what happened. I'm not going to get into the politics of anything, but if I'm standing there and Radio Ron is standing down there and somebody passes a trophy down and it snaps in two and I drop it on the ground and he just kind of looks at me. I mean, how big would you feel if your boss sees you do that? And then like now multiply it by the world, you know? So I don't feel sorry for JD Vance. It was also kind of not his fault. The other guy that was standing there kind of popped the top towards him and
sabotage.
It just came out of control, but
he framed him. He set him up for that.
I can't tell you I didn't laugh when I saw it. It was a chuckle worthy event for sure.
Absolutely.
And if it damaged the trophy for the Ohio State douche nozzles, even better. Even better.
You mean the
I hate
Ohio
that so
State
much. Have I told you that,
like
Harris?
Ohio State?
No. I hate the Ohio State. I hate the part. I hate that.
Why you hate that
so much.
What do you
I
not
just
like
hate
about
that. It sounds dumb. It's stupid. They're like, no, it's the Ohio State. You know what? Why don't you shut the hell up? Nobody cares.
You sound like one of my friends. Like exactly, you sound like.
And
him,
it's not
and
even
it's pretty
so much.
annoying, too.
It's
I don't
not
like
even so much the Ohio State. It's the annoying fan base. They're like the Dallas Cowboy fan base of college football.
Yeah, a bunch of them are fair weather. And I'll say this: I don't know if y'all saw Tennessee totally take over their stadium. I mean, that is pretty awesome. I mean, the game wasn't awesome. I'll say that, but the beginning part was. So
did you just make this about Tennessee when I'm just trying to crap on Ohio State?
Maybe, perhaps that's one of my talents.
I think he did.
I think I did.
Moist One says national champs, biatch. Oh, I didn't know you were an Ohio State fan, Moist One.
Yeah, give me that.
I
0
knew you had bad taste. But...
He's from Montana. Show me that 0-4 record against Michigan the last 4 years. Get back to me. Come on now.
Walter Mellon says breaking news: 1580 Fanatic now taking applications to run the control board for the Daily Blender. It's a tough day for Harris so far.
Ooh.
Average Joe says the Ohio State is absolutely the dumbest name in college sports.
It is.
And then when they tried to trademark the, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That is so dumb.
I see it on shirts, just a big the, and it's like, come on.
Anytime you're named after a pair of nuts, that kind of goes along with it.
That's true, Randy.
The Buckeyes.
This is true.
Pair of nuts.
Yeah.
Abe Froman, Sausage King of Chicago, says, Mr. Randy, I thought you were going to be gone all week. Doing some hunting. Did you get your elk? No, I told you guys what he was doing. He was exercising and doing wind sprints, getting ready for the NFL draft.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've got to be ready. I've got to be in shape for the NFL draft.
How'd that go, Randy?
This could be your year, Randy.
I feel great. I think I'm going to win the draft this year.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. His stock is going up.
I had my headband on that said Roselle on it. I feel like I'm in great shape.
Yeah. And you look the part. You look the part, and you are the part.
Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you.
Poundin Porter says 4th place in the Big Ten, lost to a 6-5 team at home as a 3-touchdown favorite, 2 losses, and only got into the playoff because they expanded it. What a national championship team to be proud of.
Oh, yeah. Well, they won the championship.
But they did win. So
they did win the trophy. They won the whole thing. So,
hey, you're talking to someone that is actually pro 4 team over the pro 12 team playoff. So I am not into this 12 team corporate football playoff, as I call it.
I don't think Hamilton Porter was talking to you.
So I'm just trying to say that the national championship, while they did it under the circumstances, it is suspect to be refuted.
Hamilton Porter, were you talking to Harris? Because he just said you're talking to a guy, but I don't know if you were talking to him.
Well,
I think we should probably clear that up before Harris just,
before I just start yapping again.
Commando Duke says almost everything that goes into that house hole comes out broken and messed up.
I see. Yeah.
Why is he talking about?
What is he talking about?
He's talking about Ohio State?
The Ohio State.
Bruno Baller wants to know if Randy clocked his 40-yard dash in under 40 seconds. In under 40 seconds.
Yeah, it was under 40.
No big deal, though, Randy.
He caught a ride.
Yeah.
It's
Hamilton Porter says, is Shut the Hell Up Harris about to become the new Shut the Hell Up Phil?
Boo. I'm not going anywhere.
It's up to you guys.
Yeah, Fourth Dimension thinks what it thinks.
So today being tax day, all that last minute tax prep you're doing, if you're still working on it and trying to run to the post office,
Right.
If it makes you work up an appetite, or you just like good deals on stuff, here's a bunch of national chains that got deals for tax day.
Okay.
Okay. Krispy Kreme has the buy one, get one deal. You buy a dozen donuts, you only pay sales tax on the second of their original glazed.
Second dozen?
Glazed, though. Just glazed.
That's their calling
That's
card.
the
That
best
is their
flavor.
That is their donut.
Boring. Give me a fritter. I want a fritter.
No.
Have you
I'll pay
had
extra
one?
for the fritter. Yeah, I
Have
paid
you
extra for
had
the
one?
fritter.
Oh my God, they're so
Glazed
good.
is undisputed the best donut. Krispy Kreme glazed donut. It doesn't beat that. It doesn't beat
Fritter.
it. I don't
but
want
the
to hear
fritter-
anything.
I had the fritter was better. It
Oh
was
my
better than their
God.
glazed donut.
What?
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
the apple fritter.
Jeffrey.
They
I
like
haven't.
infuse
I,
it.
I will say this: I have not had.
I
the
don't have
apple
3-year-old
fritter.
tastes. Okay,
I
Harris.
have not had the apple fritter,
Not very
but I
nice.
do love their glazed donuts. There's something magical about their glazed donuts.
Yeah, I don't know about magical, but it was a good fritter.
I'd say magical. I'd say I feel magical when I eat it.
Well,
They're
you
magical.
go, princess. Burger King has 1-cent cheeseburgers. You got to be
What?
one of them Royal Perks members and use the app,
Oh,
but you can
I
get a
see.
cheeseburger for a penny
Oh.
if you spend $1 on something else.
So it's a
I see.
hierarchy.
And
Essentially,
remember-
what they're doing.
It's just probably a little guy. You know what I mean? It's not like Whopper
Well,
size.
if it's
Right.
cheeseburger, it's a regular sized cheeseburger. It's about that big around.
Yeah,
No,
that
no,
seems
no,
that
it's
sounds about
just-
right.
It's not
Yeah.
Whopper size though.
Yeah.
Shake Shack has free black truffle burgers with the promo code Truffle Tax. You got to spend $10.40, $10.40 for them. 7-Eleven, they've got if you use the code Write Off, it'll give you $10.40 off your delivery on their app. Who's getting delivery from 7-Eleven? How lazy?
That's a good question.
Hooters has a discount on appetizers through the app. So you can get an appetizer for $4.15 since it's April 15th.
Isn't Hooters trying to be like family friendly now?
Yeah.
I heard about that. What is
Just
yeah.
shut the place down.
Yeah, at that point,
Or
I mean,
change the name to Applebee's. I mean, it just doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
exactly. Yeah, going against your brand completely.
Change it to Applebee's.
There's no point. Potbelly has a buy one, get one sandwich deal with the promo code BOGO. Buy one
Oh.
original sandwich, get a second one free. That one's probably the
Oh.
best deal because Potbelly
Yeah.
is amazing.
Their sandwiches are the
God.
best.
I haven't had
The
much
first
about
one I had, it was at an airport. Maybe it was in Atlanta. I can't remember where it was, but I had one. I had a little time, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is
Oh,
the
yeah.
best sandwich ever!" And they've got a couple here in the valley. You just got to look for them.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
do.
That's a
Yeah.
good one. It's a good one.
California Pizza Kitchen reward members can get $10 off delivery or takeout if you spend 40. BJ's Restaurant and Brew House, they got a similar deal with a code and 10 off 40. And then is there Smoothie Kings around here? I don't know.
I've seen some. I've seen some. They're just really expensive, but I love Smoothie King. Anything smoothies, I'm all for.
They got $3 off of any $15 purchase or $4 off if you spend 20. I know. You can check it out on usatoday.com. I think they show the deals, but I don't know. Usually I get excited. I see the deals, right? But I don't read through it. So then I print it out and I bring it to you guys. And as I'm reading it, I'm like, but you got to get an app.
Every time,
But you
dude.
got to do a
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of
Yeah.
apps and things.
They're
And
trying to reel us in.
God
you know?
bless my wife. Here's the thing. Remember how Fry's used to just be like, hey, it's here's the discount. It's already on it. You don't have to do anything. And you just go through and you buy your stuff and you'd be like, wow,
Right.
look at all that money I
Right.
saved.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Well, now they don't let you do that anymore. You have to go through and click on it on their app and say, oh, I want this digital coupon.
Gosh.
And I saw that and I'm like, well, I guess I'm going to Safeway. And my wife was like, challenge accepted. And she sits there and boop, 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 boop. And at the end of it, they're like, oh my God, ma'am, you own the store now. That's how much you just saved. She's so good at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just don't have the patience for that kind of nonsense.
Yeah.
Sitting there just trying to find everything in a coupon,
Yeah.
try to remember everything that
But see,
we order.
ladies have a second sense about that sort of thing.
This is true.
They've got
is
a
true.
kind of they've got a thing about how to use those coupons and how to make them work. I
Yep.
mean, I can't do that myself.
Yeah. My friend's mom actually made me get the Safeway app and is teaching me. Like she taught me like all these things about coupons. And frankly, I feel like a new person.
Wait, Safeway's doing that too?
Safeway, yeah,
Ugh,
Safeway app.
They're all
yeah.
doing it.
They're
Jessica.
all. It's all the
Ugh.
corporations, Jeffrey. They're
Ugh.
taking over.
Yeah,
We need
corporate
to do
America.
something. We need to do something
Just
about
make
this.
stuff cheaper.
We
Don't-
need to unite.
Why do I got to jump through your
Against this.
stupid hoops and stuff? Just make
Right.
stuff cheaper.
This is true. This is true.
I'll still
Jeffrey,
come and
preaching to
buy
the
it.
choir. Yeah.
Scratch Me Because says, "Hey Harris." Oh no! See, you're
Hey
gonna
there,
get him
Scratch Me
fired.
Because is it? Oh, you can't say it on air.
No, I can say it. He's suggesting you play some band music. He's trying to get you fired, basically.
He's trying to get me. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a tactical move. It's premeditated.
Commando
what he's
Duke
doing.
says, was talking about the White House, irregardless of administration. Oh, you were talking about everything goes in that house. Gotcha.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
I don't know if he's talking about Ohio
listen,
State.
the White House can cause Alzheimer's. It can cause bloating. It can cause diarrhea. I mean, there, all those things that the basic prescriptions cause. Our White House.
The White House causes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Bruno Baller says, if you get 7-Eleven delivery, can you complain if your Slurpee is melted? No, you cannot. You can't. Beer Bob says 99-cent corn dogs at Sonic. Hello.
Nice.
By the way,
Pretty
somebody
good.
asked me about corn dogs the other day. Was that you? Is like, do you like the mini corn dogs or do you like the full-size corn dogs? And I was like, why would you eat a mini corn dog?
That wasn't me.
Is there a stick in the mini corn dog, or is it just
No,
come like a little
no.
pig in a blanket kind of thing?
Yeah, that's it.
It's basically a
little
pig in a
minis
blanket then.
that are dipped in the corn thing. Yeah.
Why we got to complicate everything? Just give me the damn corn
don't
dog.
It's
know.
overcomplicated.
Just
We
take the
want what
corn
we
dog.
want. Just give it. You know.
And I've
that's how
told
we
you
want it.
about my friend who what he likes to do is he cooks up some corn dogs.
Yeah.
And he packs them up and he goes to an all-you-can-eat buffet when nobody's looking. He slips the corn dogs into the buffet and he likes to see people eat and enjoy them.
I see.
Many people on the internet want him murdered.
Man,
They think
creative.
he's insane.
Yeah.
And they might be right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there's so many probably laws against that. But if you get to the all-you-can-eat buffet,
so
you're like,
many laws,
oh,
yeah.
corn dog. You're like, all right. Love a corn dog.
Yeah.
Right.
Fifth
Unless
letter says,
somebody injects poison into it and then puts it in a buffet.
yeah, well, that's the thing that you got to be careful about.
Yeah.
I hope the fourth dimension doesn't ever do that to me. That would really suck.
What are they going to do? Follow you around to a buffet?
I don't know. I
Why
mean,
would
I don't
they
want
do
to
that? Again,
underestimate
you're
their
making this about you.
capabilities.
What does this have to do with you?
I don't want to underestimate their capabilities. I feel
Fifth
like
letter
that's something
says,
they would
Triple
do.
H, what are you giving your friend's mom in exchange, huh? What?
Oh yeah.
What, are you, what is he talking about?
I told
Mm-hmm.
him my friend's mom taught me how to use the Safeway app and showed me all these coupons.
I'll tell you what he gave his
Oh,
friend's
no.
mom in exchange.
Here we go.
His absence. Thank you. All right, let's take a break. Come back and probably we'll talk some kind of sports. I don't know. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695. Tax Relief Advocates, real solutions for real people.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away, so the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Everybody's got a podcast these days. Comedy, politics, true crime, you name it. But how many actually teach you anything useful? Harman Solar has an entertaining podcast that is vital if you've been thinking about looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Ralph and Ben explore the intricacies of utilities, equipment, processes, and more. Their primary objective is to educate and empower you to make informed decisions on your solar journey. So increase your knowledge, not your bills. Go check it out right now. It's the Harman Solar Podcast at harmansolar.com.
The Rich Eisen Show.
Jerry Jones, go trade for Travis Hunter. You need an injection of superstardom. You need it. You know you want it. You trade draft capital in the future to get one of the biggest stars to come to this team since Randy Moss wanted to show up. This is what we're talking about here because it checks every box.
The Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays at 9 a.m. on 1580. The Fanatic.
Today's Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. There's some things that have been said by several people in the sports world that we are going to talk about today at various moments that are absolute garbage. Absolute boo-boo. Not even close to reality. Probably the biggest lie, though. The biggest lie that is in front of me as I see it right now is Mavericks GM Nico Harrison insists that he has no regrets about the Luka Doncic trade decision. No regrets, huh? I don't believe you. Chorus is constantly chiming, fire Nico, people mobilizing against you as the general manager of the Mavericks. And everybody agrees that was the dumbest thing you could possibly do. I mean, I kind of understood where they were going with this, but I thought there'd be more to it. You know what I mean? I thought they're going to get rid of Luka and then do something other than Anthony Davis. They did not.
No.
So, do you believe he has no regrets? I do not believe him.
I don't believe that. No, because every time he turns on SportsCenter or some sports television network, they're talking about Luka Doncic. They're not talking about AD and how many wonderful things he's done on the Mavericks. And by the way, isn't he hurt again?
Yeah.
Didn't he get hurt again?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, wait. Are the Mavericks even in anything?
They are, I believe, in the play-in.
Oh, that's right. Against the Kings.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's going to be available for that anyway.
Mavericks Kings. That is yeah.
Worth staying up late for.
I wasn't necessarily implying that, but yeah, I don't know. It's an unfortunate situation for the Mavericks.
Walter Mellon says, hey, Jeffrey, didn't the owner still sign off on what the GM wants to do?
I think they do.
Depends on the situation. Yeah, why?
Technically.
I would imagine they would,
I don't think Cuban is involved.
No, Cuban is not involved. Remember that. He is he sold a lot of the team, a lot of shares in the team. So he is not involved. They actually caught him shaking his head like mid-game when Luka showed up there. So
Hamilton Porter says, are you referring to the Stephen A. Smith calling the Phoenix Suns the worst Big Four sports franchise? Did he really say that? I don't agree with that. He somebody told me he also said that Matt Ishbia is on a trajectory to be the worst NBA team owner in NBA history. And I'm like, whoa. There have been far worse. I don't think he's on a trajectory for that. He'd have to do so many horrible things to be the worst.
I mean, it doesn't take looking very far to see some of the worst owners. I mean, the stuff with the Coyotes was pretty despicable.
Well, we were just talking about NBA.
Oh, NBA. I thought he said Big Four franchise.
No, he did. I'm saying that Stephen A. Smith said he was the worst of the NBA history.
Yeah, no, I don't agree with that. I mean, it's not like the Suns have been like in the bottom of the barrel. They've just been mediocre.
And it's too soon to really say.
It's very soon. He's only year 3. Now, it has not been a great start, and he's fired 2 championship winning coaches.
Yep. Yeah.
And he's traded a lot of very good assets for things that have not worked out. But I'm not going to go out and say he's the worst owner in NBA history. That's pretty
Stephen A. Smith says a lot of dumb crap.
He really, yeah.
Ishbia at least is trying to bring a championship to the Valley.
Yeah.
Right.
We're just happy to see somebody who cared show up.
Yeah, Sarver was there forever. And as we talked about yesterday, he traded Joe Johnson for a bag of chips.
Yeah.
It's nice to have someone who cares, man. But
Great. Now I want some chips.
Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah, that's quite the dilemma.
What kind? Just regular potato chips or barbecue or?
Well, I don't know. We got a bunch of different. We have a huge, wide variety of chips here.
Oh, do you? See, we
Pringles.
See, I've been getting into these. They're called veggie straws.
Oh, I love those
veggie
things.
straws.
Oh, I don't know what it is about them, but they're like
good.
crack.
Oh,
Yeah.
After a while, though, you can be like, I don't want these for a while.
Really?
Yeah.
Can we agree that Lay's barbecue chips are the best chips
No,
on
we
the
can't
planet?
agree on that.
We can't
No,
agree.
We can't.
No.
Why?
What?
Why do you keep saying? Can we agree? This is.
I was
no.
just asking.
We're not
Why
going to
would we all
agree.
three agree to that. Jeffrey and I don't like the Lay's barbecue.
Oh, I'm okay with them.
Phil actually got me a bag of Lay's barbecue chips. It
I
was very
brought
nice
you-
of him.
I gave you a bag of barbecue chips. That was me. It wasn't Phil.
Oh,
I handed them to you.
Oh, well, Phil handed me a big one. No, you did.
Oh.
And Phil did too.
He gave you a big bag.
He gave me a big bag and you handed me a little bag.
Mm.
Yeah. How about that?
Well, that
At
just shows
least
you
he's
what, that shows you what we think of you.
At
Yeah.
least he didn't hand you an autographed picture of himself in a Speedo.
He's talking about
Have
Phil,
you done
not
that
me.
before? Phil,
Yeah.
Phil did that?
Phil would do that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You got to hang that up in the studio.
Hamilton
somewhere.
Porter says, what about the owner that lost the Supersonics? Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't remember his name, and so nobody can talk about that. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Number one Rattlers fan says, you guys like to come up with the worst Everett's, and that's okay. But I'll say Donald Sterling of the Clippers has got to be on there. We're not doing the Mount Rushmore of bad owners. That's not what we're doing.
Howard Schultz is the
But,
name of the Seattle Supersonics former owner, by the way.
But Donald Sterling, flat out racist. I think he wins the prize at the moment. Fifth letter says, can we agree that Pete, the gum chewing sensation, will bring the silver and black back to their glory days? No. They need the player to do that. They need players to do that. I think Ashton Genty, if they take him at number 6, goes a long ways towards helping push that offense. But there's a lot of holes in the Raiders roster, top and bottom, wouldn't you say? I mean, I don't feel like that's a complete team right now.
No, that's not a complete team right now at all. They have a massive hole at wide receiver. Right now, we're looking at Ramel Keaton, Trey Tucker, and Jacoby Myers as their starting receivers. So I would imagine they look at wide receiver in the first round of the draft. Especially
Jacoby
since
Myers
it's
got me a
just
nice settlement after a fender bender once. Right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Really?
I remember that, Jeff. Yeah, that was a pretty penny.
Wow.
602 Pats fan says maybe the Mavericks will trade for Kevin Durant. Who knows? I mean,
yeah. What would they give?
I don't know. We'll just. I'm not going to even speculate.
I think an intriguing
Until we
Durant.
know what they're doing, complete rebuilds, partial, whatever. Until we know what the thought process is, there's no reason for us to speculate.
Well, Shams did report that Kevin Durant was the Suns are going to listen to offers for him. Devin Booker is going to be untradeable, but Kevin Durant, that's reported. He's probably going to be traded. I'd imagine we're going to find out in the NBA playoffs. Whoever loses early in the playoffs, that's a good team. They're probably going to be looking for that next veteran superstar to elevate themselves. Whoever loses early, I could see trading for Kevin Durant. Just saying. That's
We'll
how
see.
I see it. Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, again, you can speculate that, but until we have a clear idea of what the Suns are up to, and we won't know that until they do it. So,
right.
Hamilton Porter says, oh, maybe they should hire Steve Nash. That'll get Durant out of town real quick. I said the exact same thing yesterday. All you got to do is hire Steve Nash, and Durant will no trade clause. No, here you go. I'm fine.
Well,
Go ahead.
guess who's the
Trade the
betting-
hell out of me, please.
I don't think Durant's got a no trade clause.
Beal does. I don't believe Durant.
Bradley Beal does, but I don't think Kevin Durant's got a no trade clause.
Well, then in that case, no problem. I'll miss him. I'll be honest with you. I kind of wish they'd keep
He does not
Kevin
have a no
Durant.
trade clause. And
such a
Steve
cool
Nash.
dude. I've
Yeah.
always enjoyed Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
But you got to do what you got to do, I guess.
Right.
Abe Froman says, can we agree that mustard belongs in a proper hot dog? I don't give a crap what you put on your hot dog, Abe. I don't care if somebody puts mustard. I don't care if somebody puts pineapple. I don't care if somebody puts ketchup, béarnaise sauce. I don't care if you put asbestos. Well, I just eat your hot dog. I don't care what you have on it. Nobody should care what you have on it. If you're getting uptight and angry because somebody's decided to put a condiment on their hot dog that you don't like, you need to take a look at your life. You need to take a look at your life because you're sweating the small stuff for sure.
Like
I know Berg hates mustard. I know Berg hates mustard. And when we had that bet, we made him eat a hot dog with mustard. But that's just because we are cruel and unusual.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't care that Berg doesn't like mustard. We don't. That's his mouth. It's not my mouth. I don't care what you put in your mouth. Easy, moist one. Scratch Me Because says, at this pace, the Suns will soon be moving to Utah. No, they won't.
That's not going to happen. Not going to happen.
Bruno Baller says, I'd be a little suspicious if you were on a Chinese buffet and I see some corn dogs there. Oh, yeah, you should be. But then again, they put all kinds of weird stuff on there. I was just at one a couple of weeks ago, and they had some of the strangest foods. Big George has a question for Triple H.
Okay.
He says, I noticed today that your Twitter profile, you proclaim to have created a college football betting model that pays your monthly rent.
Yes.
You care to share what this model is for us lowly opinions?
Yes, I did create a betting model for college football that helps pay for my monthly rent. Originally did in the college football season last year. Yeah, it does super well. We're looking at a 7% return on investment. And once college football season starts, I'll have a lot of bets to share.
So no bets for now.
No bets for now. I do not bet on baseball. The sports I bet on the most are the two college sports, college football and college basketball. Other than those two, I rarely bet on anything other than that.
You ever bet on surfing?
No.
You just said it's college sports, basketball and football in college, Randy.
They have college surfing.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
They do not.
They have college surf teams.
That's not a sport. Because somebody is judging them with.
I don't care if it's a sports or not. I'm just telling you, they have college surfing,
and it angers me that they even have that. Because what is the University of Idaho supposed to do? They can't surf.
Well, those guys ski.
So it's like California or Hawaii wins that every year.
Well, yeah.
UC San Diego has.
I've seen San Diego. Randy, you see San Diego?
Surf team.
I've seen San Diego.
Yeah, we've seen San Diego.
University of Hawaii at Manoa as well. So it is a sport.
It's not a sport.
Or technically, it is a part of the collegiate athletic department.
That is an athletic competition, but surfing is not a sport.
So, what about college rodeo? Do you bet on college rodeo?
I feel like there actually is that.
I feel like
there is
probably,
college rodeo.
I think they call it rodeo. I don't think there's a designation for college.
I don't bring college is number one. Fictitious stuff in here like some people do. I bring the facts. I bring the real.
You're just
juice.
guessing.
No, I'm not guessing. I know this for a fact. There's college rodeo. There's college bowling. There's college golf. There's college surfing. There's all sorts of college sports that we don't know. College cornhole.
Oh, yeah.
College cornhole.
I'll have you know, you're looking at the Leapers Fork, Tennessee cornhole champion.
What?
By the way. That's right. I win in tournaments
it's
in
not
my
a sport.
hometown.
That's just a game.
And I won.
You win
I
money?
won.
Do you win money?
I didn't win money. I did it for the love of the game.
Do you win like canned tomatoes? What do you get from back there?
I don't think you really win anything except bragging rights. Bragging rights in farm towns is second to none.
Well, do you get a kiss from the farmer's daughter?
I do not. No, I did not. That was not. It was not a part of the.
You really thought cornhole was going to get you laid, Randy? Is that what you were thinking?
Listen,
you really thought that was going to move the needle for some young honey?
Small town in Tennessee. You're absolutely right.
Harris kind of get smoothed up on some guys like, "Hi, I'm the cornhole champion." Okay, we gotta go.
I go up and say, "Hey,
please get away from our car."
It's no big deal or anything. I'm cornhole champion.
They're reaching in their purse for the mace. They're like, "Could you just give us a little? Could you just?" We got to take a break. People want to argue about what's a sport again, so I guess we're gonna have to do that, and then we got a bunch of other stuff to talk about. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Whoa, more fiber? What?
Down here, buddy. It's me, your spoon. Constipation with belly pain still coming back.
Yeah.
Talk to your doctor. It could be irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, but Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
May I help you? I just wanted to request a late checkout, please. Of course. That's $30 per hour for up to 4 hours. Huh. Okay, but if you can offer a late checkout, then that probably means no one is staying in that room. So if it's empty, maybe I can just stay a few extra hours. Oh, aren't you adorable?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Progressive knows owning a home can be hard, but not always. Like when you're relaxing on your patio, enjoying a nice, quiet evening. So quiet. Except for the sound of the neighbor's party. Which you said you'd go to if you weren't busy. And your quiet night on the patio, that's not exactly busy, is it? Maybe you should just stay inside. At least Progressive's Home Quote Explorer lets you easily compare rates, so shopping for insurance is the easiest part of owning a home. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
We know how it goes. You can't always tune in and hear your favorite shows and hosts.
Dude, look, I'm a loser. Okay?
It's cool, bro. That's why we post podcasts of your favorite shows and hosts. Listen when you want to. Listen on demand.
That is great and frankly kind of amazing.
Go to 1580thefanatic.com to download.
Dave Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and Hamilton Porter. Just because you call something a sport doesn't make it a sport. He says college esports is real. I swear, look it up. Oh, I know it's a real thing, but that doesn't mean we can qualify that as a sport. Video games are not a sport.
Right.
At all.
No.
Period.
No.
Done.
They require no athleticism.
No more to say about that. Moist One says, speaking of college cornhole, yeah, I'm not even going to read the rest of that.
No, Moist One. No, shame on you.
Let's see here. Walter Mellon says, can we all agree Harris is the one-upper of the group?
The one-upper of the group? Oh, heck
Although
yeah.
he hasn't really been able to, but he seems to have that desire.
This
He
is
seems
not
to have
according
that
to him.
mode.
Can you say that again a little bit louder, that I'm the one-upper of the group? I think that's
Do you
actually...
even know what that means?
The one-upper? Usually you say something and I'll say something that tops
Right.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
You want that repeated? You think that's a good thing?
I think it's a good thing, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Harris, we're gonna have to have a
Shows my
conversation.
comedic prowess.
King of Kittens says,
No biggie,
"Oh,
though.
but that's not what that means, Harris.
You-
Doesn't
you
mean that
have-
you're going to win a cut down contest. That means that if I say, "Oh yeah, I got a V6," you're like, "Oh, I got a V8." If I said, "Oh, I had a V8," you're like, "I had a V12." You know that kind of thing. That's what he means by one upper. That's not a positive thing, Harris.
It's not. I thought
No, it doesn't mean you're going to say the next thing funnier than someone else.
Oh.
So far, as evidence, that is not happening.
So this is ooh, oh how the turntables. This
King
is
of Kittens.
backfired.
the turntables.
King of
This is
Kitten
backfired.
says, "Hey babe, I'm at the post. What's for dinner?" It's Taco Tuesday, so I know here at our house we're gonna have chicken tacos.
Oh, tacos. Love
about you
tacos. Yeah.
What are you having?
I
Randy?
love that song.
I have no idea what I'm having for dinner tonight.
Harris,
Miss Kim is going to put on something, though. I'll tell you that much.
Harris, after digging through the dumpsters out back, I'm sure he'll figure it out. He works in radio, so
I do know people and have done this. Dumpster diving for golf clubs. During COVID, we did that. No joke.
Who's throwing away golf clubs during COVID? Why would you
People
even?
actually do it? It's
Why?
crazy. I have no idea, but we got my friends got some good stuff. I didn't get really anything, but
I ain't going in nobody's garbage. If I can't buy something, I can't wear a shirt that somebody got at a thrift store. There's no way I'm going in your garbage for a golf club.
yeah. So
Quiet Cannon says, "Hey Jeffrey, why is golf and surfing not a sport? I'd say golf surfing is a sport."
Ooh, that takes
See,
a lot
now
of
if you
skill.
combine golf and surfing together,
Magic.
now you got
Perhaps-
something. Yeah.
that would
Perhaps
be
we've
amazing.
created a sport.
There's some logistical issues that have to be ironed out, but maybe. Quiet Cannon says, "You always say that, but you never back it up, other than what your emotions are telling you."
What?
Yeah, my emotions. Have we met? Because I'm dead inside. There's no emotions behind this. The whole idea about what is a sport and not a sport is,
That's a dark Jeffrey thought.
there's
right
a criteria. Now, I'll tell you why surfing's not a sport. Because if somebody's judging it, then you know it's subjective. I just don't consider that as a sport.
Right.
And that right
Yeah.
there. Now, golf ends up with an asterisk, and we kind of go back and forth. Sometimes we feel like it's a sport. Sometimes we feel like it's not.
It is.
Well, there is one winner. There is one person that wins.
It's based on a score to get you there, but it's hard for me to admit that wearing goofy ass clothes, riding around in a cart, and hitting the little white ball into a hole is a sport, especially when a guy that looks like John Daly can do it.
There are
But,
guys
I
in
mean-
the MLB who look like John Daly that can do it too, like Bartolo Colon, Glenn
Oh.
Big Baby Davis in the NBA. Those
Well,
dudes in the NFL too.
But that's clearly a sport, so that's not even up for discussion. Harris, don't be a child.
Wow.
So anyway, golf.
You just
Golf.
got
I think
lots
we
of
did
clout,
determine golf
Jeffrey.
is a sport.
It is.
We
a
did
sport.
determine that.
Yes, it is a sport.
It doesn't matter what you say, Harris. We did this before you got here.
Jeffrey got
Jeez.
bombed.
But this sheet that I have has it in the athletic competition column, but that has an asterisk on it. So that's why you know it's just, I don't know. We kind of go back and forth on that. Hamilton Porter says, "I don't think it. I just think it's insane. You can get a college scholarship for not leaving your mom's basement." COVID
is
was so
fair.
amazing. I loved COVID so much.
COVID was pretty. Yeah.
Just the Tip
pretty
says,
awesome.
"You said I was wrong yesterday, but just the Tip. It's not about I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying per the way we have looked at all these different sports, we just don't agree. He thinks you have to be able to play offense. You must play defense, be objective in scoring, must have physical element. Golf, you can't play defense. Ain't a sport. That's not a
Well,
requirement.
he made his own definition. I
Yeah.
actually have the Merriam-Webster definition of a sport right
You gonna
here.
listen to some fruity guy named Merriam? Seriously?
Well, he's the one that made the dictionary.
It doesn't
He
matter.
deserves some credit.
It doesn't matter.
Merriam-Webster.
Merriam.
Just a
Webster.
tip, on your show, you can determine what is and isn't a
Yeah.
sport.
Yeah.
But for the Daily Blender, we've already got the list. We
Yeah.
spent, how many weeks did we spend on this?
Oh man, weeks and weeks.
That is
weeks
a lot
upon
of
weeks.
hard work.
I got to
Yeah,
find
we-
the newer one because this is the older list. Because you're right. We did finally determine that golf should be over to the left. It
The
should be under
newer one, I
sports.
think, is probably in your office.
Yeah. I'll be. I don't know. I'll one of these days. I'll
I
get
can
it.
always try and find it.
No, stay out of my office. Bruno Baller says, "Jeffrey, do you guys have the soft taco or the crunchy taco?" Well,
Yes.
we for years soft taco, but
Yes.
lately my wife's been on a crunchy taco kick, and I'm really enjoying it because then there's leftover tacos, and they get wrapped up in aluminum foil, and they sit in the fridge, and the next day I stick them in the microwave for longer than I should, so they get they fall over like a Jack in the Box taco. They're kind of
Oh, man.
loose and flimsy, and I
Mhm.
love that for lunch. And yes, so yes, we do Either or. I never know what's going to happen around here. She likes to keep it interesting. Bruno Baller says, would darts be considered a sport? No. That is a game. It's just a game. My 77-year-old mom is pretty good at darts.
Based on the definition,
no.
Does darts require any physical exertion? No.
Not a sport.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can if you get carpal tunnel syndrome, maybe. But, I mean, we have it firmly in the not a sport column. It's not even athletic.
No one's getting Tommy John for darts. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't know. I mean, some
Not that
Irish
I know
people
of,
might.
at least.
Average Joe says, how about trying to hit a surfer with an iron? The ultimate sand trap. I mean, we're working this out in our heads, but it's an accidental good idea.
Yeah.
So today, the Diamondbacks have just started their game. They are now in the top of the first with 2 outs against the Marlins. I'm sorry, we have 2. Nope, we're out. Is the inning over? I can't tell. This thing updates so badly. I'm not gonna tell you what anything is real because I don't have a live shot. But the Diamondbacks are up to bat last time I checked. But they are visiting the Marlins in Marlinville, and right now it's just the game just started. But the another game that is worth keeping an eye on is the Rays and the Red Sox. Not because Berg is a big Red Sox fan, but because the Tampa Bay Rays have not won a game on tax day in 13 years.
No kidding.
Wow. I have the record right here.
Wow.
Every year on April 15th, except for the days where there wasn't a game. They didn't have a couple of years there weren't games, but 2012 to 2025, didn't matter if they played the Red Sox, if they played the Angels, if they played the White Sox, the Texans, they lost every single time. So is today the day they get off the schneid and win on tax day?
Well, that's been the talk around here is, can the Rays get over the hump on tax day? And you know what? I frankly think they can.
Wait,
I think
what
they
do you mean
can.
It's been the talk around there. Who have you been talking?
It's been the talk. It's been the talk around here. That's
Well,
the question.
who have you talked to about this?
Good amount of people. I mean, the thing about the Rays on tax
There's
day
no people.
is
What
their
people?
payroll. I like to keep my sources pretty undisclosed. I'd like to think they can. I think with
I think his sources are make believe.
I believe Walker Buehler is pitching.
Like
His,
Moist One's girlfriend.
like Moist One's. His velocity is a little bit lower this year. I think the Rays can capitalize on that. And I'll pick the Rays. I think this is the year they get over the hump.
Firefighter says, would chronic masturbation be considered a sport? Asking for a friend. No,
That's not a sport.
no. Just the Tip says, okay, you finally pissed me off. He says, I'm going to go to one of the other dozen shows in Phoenix that'll read my texts. He knows there's no other show in Phoenix that'll read his text. Just the Tip. It's like, listen, I respect your little criteria there. We just don't agree. So shake it off, have a drink, and we'll talk about something else. Slow-Mo Zoe says, what about pickleball? You shut your face, Slow-Mo Zoe. That is not a sport. Pickleball is not even a athletic competition.
Them's fighting words right there.
I think it's a sport. Oh,
Not
someone say
a
something? Did someone
sport.
just say something?
Not
I think
a
it's a sport.
sport.
Someone must have said something.
We should have that should be a question in the interview process. Harris would have never made it.
Luckily, he didn't ask me.
Not a sport.
I caught a bullet.
It's as much a
Dodged a
sport
bullet.
as frisbee golf. Rattlers fan says Nick Rivers was the best at his sport, and that was skeet surfing. Oh, that's right. What was that? Top Secret, Val Kilmer. That is such a. Have you ever seen that, Randy? What a masterful movie.
No, I have not.
This is back in the 80s, and it was slapstick comedy, but there was also some really smart stuff in it. They had an old Western fight scene in a bar underwater. They had dance numbers. They had war stuff. They had if you haven't seen Top Secret with Val Kilmer, my God, what have you done with your life? Seriously,
Not much, apparently. I mean,
write it
I'll
down.
have to look it up.
Write it down. Top Secret with Val Kilmer.
Top Secret with Val Kilmer.
In fact, during this next break, I'm going to look up where to go find it. And you guys, This is assigned viewing. You have to see this. So, I mean, some of the jokes probably go right over Harris's head because he's young and a virgin. But Randy, a lot of those jokes you're going to absolutely immediately get.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right.
Those jokes, remember, this is from the, I think it was the mid to late 80s. But yeah, I mean, that is a masterful comedy. And it's both smart and silly at the same time.
All right. All right. I'll look it up.
My wife says Harris sounds like an old man when he talks. Like he says like certain phrases.
Maybe that's because she thinks I'm so wise.
No, she thinks you were raised by grandparents because your actual parents wanted nothing to do with you.
I think it's because she thinks, wow, this guy has a lot of wisdom, like an
No,
old man. And to that I say
goofy,
thank
it's
you.
the goofy phrases you use more than anything.
Like what? The goofy phrases. I wonder what goofy phrases.
Oh, I
could
don't
be
know. I try to
talking
forget most of whatever you say, but
You can't
use
forget.
Old,
You and
if
I
you're
both know.
using old-timey phrases, then you should watch you probably would enjoy Top Secret.
You're giving me homework right now, I see.
I'm giving everybody homework.
I see.
Everybody should see this. And it's not because listen, you will thank me. This is something that's going to make your life better. Seriously. Number one Rattlers fan knows.
Okay. I'll hear you out.
Just the Tip says Kilmer obviously just croaked, but that is an absolute gem of a movie. Yeah, I would have said this before he passed. That Top Secret by Val Kilmer is just classic. Just classic.
Okay.
Fifth letter says over under on amount of weeks Harris will last on the blender. I'll set it at 5.5 weeks. And he says, I'll take the under. Where can you bet on this?
Because
I feel
hammering
like
the over.
I shouldn't be allowed to bet on it.
Might be a conflict of interest.
Right, because I could just
Jeffrey.
fire you at just
At
the
any
right
moment,
moment and make a
bank.
mint.
Make bank.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope you don't bet on it.
Somebody let me know where this prop bet can be found. But if it can't be found, well, okay. George says, I think, Jeffrey, another way to look at this is that Tampa Bay Rays have not won on Jackie Robinson Day. The Tampa Bay Rays are racist. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to put that on those guys. But nice, George. We'll be back after this here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Bring spring to your door with Target Circle 360. Get all you need for Easter hosting, spring get-togethers, and more with unlimited same-day delivery through Target Circle 360. From Easter basket goodies to fresh florals, getting everything the same day is easy. Open the Target app and bring the magic of the season to your door with unlimited same-day delivery through Target Circle 360. Visit target.com/circle or the Target app for more details. Subscription required. Same-day delivery is subject to terms. Applies to orders over $35.
Hungry for something exciting? Then come experience what's new at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse with 2 Valley locations. No one does Asian-inspired cuisine better or more authentic than Kasai, where talented Teppanyaki chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse, it isn't just dinner, it's dinnertainment. A memorable dining experience where a delicious 7-course meal is prepared right at your table with flair. It's the perfect choice for celebrations, date nights, or a night on the town. Choose from over 30 different items and combinations of teppanyaki, Asian fusion, and innovative sushi. Happy hour is always on fire with their daily specials. Try their new $12 bar menu items, Wagyu beef and Mongolian pork sliders, chicken or beef satay, and 3 delicious flavors of chicken karaage. 2025 is on fire at Kasai with 2 locations, Scottsdale Road and Thunderbird, and now open in Peoria at the 101 in Northern. Go to KasaiTeppen.com. That's KASAI Teppen.com or search Kasai on your mobile phone.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Start a promising career in law enforcement with the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office. As an MCSO detention officer, you'll play a critical role in ensuring public safety for the fourth largest county in the United States. You'll also gain experience that can lead to a role on specialized teams like jail intelligence or special response, a leadership track, or a career as a recruit training officer. Every path comes with unlimited potential. Learn more at jobs.mcso.org. Honor the law, serve the people. Sponsored by the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. You got Harris Hicks in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. We broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Harris, do you have Pluto TV?
I do not.
Randy, do you have Pluto TV?
I do not.
Yeah, that's where you can watch Top Secret for free, according to the internet.
Pluto TV.
But everywhere else, you got to pay like $3.79 or $3.99. Apple TV $3.99. Amazon $3.79. But Top Secret from 1984.
All right.
You gotta watch this. Hell, I'll even reimburse you the $4.
Will you really?
Yeah, I'll pay you the $4 to watch that movie. That's how much I think how fun it is.
That sounds like a deal.
I wish we were watching Top Secret right now.
Well, I mean, it's not too late, is it?
We could turn the entire station back to network and just go watch.
Go watch it. Yeah. Yeah.
If we were all in studio together, I'm serious, we'd probably do this.
What do you say to this, Randy?
Or we would just.
I just wrote it down. Miss Kim and I will be watching it this weekend.
Or we turn on the movie and we just kind of live stream it and talk about it as it's happening.
Right. Yeah.
If only we had a TV show. If only.
You know, I've thought about
Mystery
this,
Science.
and
Yeah.
I'm in, Jeffrey. I'm in.
But it's not gonna happen because we're not in the same place. So.
Dang it.
So in the meantime, if you go ahead and watch it on Amazon Prime or YouTube TV or wherever you can find it, and we'll come back and talk about it. You're gonna wait till the weekend, Randy? We could just
yeah, probably. Yeah. See, I go to bed at like 8 or 9 o'clock at night. I don't stay awake anymore. I'm officially old man. I go to bed early.
I go to bed actually at about, let's see, last night I went to bed at about 10:30. So
yeah, I see. I don't do that. I go to bed early because I'm up with Blue gets us up about 6:30 in the morning.
Oh, does he? He's a morning guy.
Oh, he
must be nice.
Dog. Yeah.
Must be nice. We go to bed generally around 10 o'clock. And
Same as me,
Bebo likes to wake up several times during the night, even though he's 2 years old now. And I gotta drag my ass out of bed and walk him down there so he can go out and do whatever needs to be done. And sometimes he does it a couple of times, and I'm just ugh.
Well, look at it from his point of view, Jeffrey. He's got a house to protect. He's got a lot on his plate. You know, I mean, maybe he's just trying to figure things out. You know, he's just trying to get a routine going.
He's about to become, like you, an outside dog.
I am not an outside dog. I'll have you know.
So it's the
I like the outdoors, though.
The end of the first inning, still zilch between the Marlins and the Diamondbacks.
Let's see.
Slow Mozo says, Harris, I think you're doing a great job. You're from one of my favorite states. Smoky Mountains are beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, but I hate
appreciate
Tennessee a little bit because that's where all the dumb country music comes from.
No. The great innovative country music, you meant to say.
Sorry. Just Tip says, Randy, in your career as a catcher,
yes,
I'd like to know some of your best comments to and from batters.
Oh, I can't share them on the radio.
Yeah, unless we were on Sirius XM or something.
Yeah.
He says, I got a nephew just starting in Little League as a catcher. I'd like to give him some chatter. You know, got to be clean, but meaningful.
Yeah, the only thing that you can do is you can't talk to the batter directly. You have to talk kind of around the corner, if you will. So you can talk to your pitcher and say, all right, this guy can't hit the inside pitch. Let's throw it inside. try to mess them up that way. Things like that. That's what you want to do.
Which Randy is a deceptive master at that. I must
You
say.
know,
At what age were you allowed to start talking to the batter?
I talk to him all the time. I was a big talker.
Still
Yeah.
does. Still does.
Because
I
would almost become a catcher just so you could do that.
You-
just so I
oh,
could
you-
go at them.
But remember, you can't talk to them. You have to talk to the pitcher about them.
I see.
You see, those
Okay.
are the tricks of the trade, and also learning. Tell your nephew or your what was it? A nephew? Is that what he said?
Yeah,
Nephew?
he said his nephew.
Teach the nephew how to receive the ball. He's got to work on his. Don't let the ball beat his hands all over the strike zone. He's got to be able to catch the ball right there and hold it right there, and learn how to on those close pitches how to bring the ball into the strike zone very quickly.
I'd probably get tossed quite
Maybe.
a bit
Maybe
because
I
I
would-
turned to the umpire and say, "Dude, your phone on silent. You've missed a lot of calls."
Yeah. See, you can't do that.
Your phone on silent.
Yeah, I probably better off in the outfield or something. I was in the outfield because I was super fast.
What you want to do is you want to get the umpire on your side early. Get him on your side early.
I played T-ball when I was 4 and decided to hang up the cleats. I thought it was just I had a lot going on.
Hey, great. Last Optimist says,
I came back though. I had a softball team and had a nice home run.
Last Optimist says, when our dogs were big enough to not be carried away by an owl, we started leaving the doggy door open at night so we could sleep. Well, the problem is Buddy likes to bark. So if he ever goes down there and has open access to outside, the neighbors will probably complain. But even if he doesn't, Buddy will sleep through the night, man. You got to pry him out of bed in the morning. He is not a morning dog. But Bebo, I also worry he's going to dig a hole of China. If I leave him to his own devices back there. Basically, our dogs can't really be trusted. But no, I mean, I like your thinking. Hefty Lefty says catchers talk to Michael Jordan all the time. They'd ask him for an autograph for their kids. There's footage in the '96 documentary Space Jam. No, that's true. That's a documentary. 888-368-1580. Just make sure you watch the Val Kilmer Top Secret movie.
I've got it written right here. Top secret.
I'll ask my wife for 4 crisp $1 bills for both of you.
Nice.
Appreciate that.
I don't
You
even
don't have
bother keeping cash in my wallet because it always just ends up leaving me.
You don't have to reimburse me.
No, if I'm going to reimburse Harris, I'm going to pay you back.
Huh?
Fair is fair.
Yeah, buy me a pizza.
Listeners are on their own.
Buy me a slice of pizza sometime.
Oh yeah, cook me off a slice of that. Where are you at now, Harris? Jump in on that. Go ahead. He's like, no, I think I'm good.
I legit had no idea what you guys were talking about.
So
I just wanted y'all to have your moment,
So I don't think it's I don't know, maybe was it creepy that Braves sideline reporter was asking that gal for her phone number? It really wasn't even his idea. This dude, Wiley Ballard, he goes up, he's been covering the Braves for about 5 years. And he's up there talking to a couple of gals, and I think they're Canadian. And he's just like, oh, so you
why would they be Canadian?
Well, because they were playing the Canadians. They're playing the Blue Jays.
Oh, okay. All right, go ahead.
And so he's up there and they're like, oh, do you come up here to this special, because they're at a special
classic
seating. And he's like, yeah, you come up here very often. And she's like, but like once a year we try to do this. And yeah, he's just talking. But the play-by-play guys are like, hey, get her number. And he's like, well, the guys are telling me I should get your number. And they're like, oh, sure they did, And a lot of people saw that and thought it was creepy. But I'm like, if the dude is single and you told him to ask for a phone number, is it creepy?
Okay, Jeffrey, here's the issue.
His wife called? What
the
hell?
He didn't say, I didn't know if he was married or not, but he didn't say, I want your number. He said, the guys told me to get your number.
Right.
See, that is his first mistake, is you have to seem interested yourself.
Well, that girl did not seem interested in him.
The message that he's giving to that girl is, I am doing this as an obligation, not I'm interested in you. We need to have more class. Come on.
But did you see her reaction to him? That they were kind of like,
actually did not. I didn't get it. I heard about this. I didn't get a chance to really see it at all.
I feel like that if she typed anything into his phone, it was like a fake number.
Oh,
most women have a fake phone number memorized.
Right.
But a lot of
This is
guys will be
true.
like, hold on, let me call you and make sure it works.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's desperate, dude.
That is desperate. Like, hey, don't go anywhere. I'm gonna call you. Yeah. That is a little bit like,
have some dignity.
Yeah.
Sharp Cat says, is quad ball a sport? What is quad ball?
Never
It says
heard
it
of
was on ESPN the other day. Never even heard of it. It's not like wall ball or something like, or like Foursquare.
I'm
that we
looking it
played
up.
when we were kids. Never heard of quad ball.
Quad ball.
Never heard of it.
Oh. It's a mixed gender, full contact sport played on a field with brooms, hoops, and various balls inspired by Quidditch from Harry Potter.
I was about to say it sounds like Quidditch, but
Well-
then you said inspired by Quidditch. So there you go.
Hold on, this just in. Harris, nerd. Anyway,
You're a wizard, Harry. I like Harry Potter. What
you're
can
a
I
Harry
say?
wizard.
What can I
Harris.
say? You're a wizard, Harry. Come on. I like Harry Potter.
Hey, you
Sue
know what I
me.
noticed?
Sue me.
You know what I noticed the other day? I went over to the YouTube things. I wanted to see something, and I saw Harris. Your face was getting. Can you grow a beard, Harris?
I can. I'm currently on the verge of growing a little something right now. Thanks for noticing.
We should have a beard growing contest.
I would lose. My girlfriend told me to keep growing it out. And so I was like, you know what? We'll try something new. And here I am.
9 months later.
It's been 2 weeks.
It's
for-
9 months of growth for Harris.
Yeah.
Randy, remember we had that beard growing contest? I won.
Did you really? You
I won
won.
the contest. Yeah,
Wow.
you'd think Randy would just kill with
What
that.
was the
his beard.
criteria here? How do you win? What's the
I just had the biggest beard
biggest
in 30
beard?
days.
Not
I just-
best beard. Biggest
Here's
beard.
the rule is you shave on the morning of day one, and then we'll just see what you end up with in the end. Although back then, Randy, I didn't have so much gray in my beard.
Okay.
So I don't know
Mhm.
what would happen now.
So I
Okay?
may win since you guys,
Well,
it's
no,
all
I'll still
gray.
have more boof. I'll color it just to
like
just
with
so you can
Sharpie,
see it.
like with Sharpie.
Right now, I've got a little bit of scruff. You can't even see it. 'cause
So
I'm
what if I
pale.
just like grab some Sharpie and just drew a beard?
Well, that's cheating.
Like right here. Is that cheating?
It has to be actual hair. If you want to color the hair, that's fine. You can't just like sit there and draw on yourself
I
like
think it'd be pretty
like
fun.
some girl from South Phoenix draws in her eyebrows. So
Yeah,
Quidditch
yeah.
a sport? You know, let me just say something. I mean, I know it's based on fiction by a morally questionable woman that wrote it, but the actual game itself seems. I mean, of course, nobody's able to fly, but seems pretty like
Speak
it's
for yourself.
kind of like lacrosse. Some,
Yeah.
kind of like lacrosse.
Yeah. It is kind of like lacrosse.
I'd
Good
have to
point.
watch. I know there's some videos. Maybe I'll watch it. But
You know a lot lot Quidditch, Jeffrey. Are you
I just
are you a Harry
seen-
Potter enthusiast as
No.
well?
No,
think he
can I
is.
tell you
He's
the
hiding
thing?
it.
Having never really watched the movies, occasionally one would be on someplace in the background and you see it. That's how I've seen that happen. But in general, I actually wouldn't mind sitting down and trying to watch all of them. My wife says, though, she's like, you can't do this until there's grandchildren around, because it's weird for you as a grown ass man to sit there and watch Harry Potter like it's something new.
No, it's not. It's
And I was
quite
just-
cool, I would say.
Well, see, that right there just makes her point that you're saying that. But I'll wait until there's a child and then we'll watch it together. But I don't know. We'll see. Sharp Cat says Moist One might like quad ball because you run around with a stick between your legs. Yeah, Sharp Cat's not
You
wrong.
Probably would. Yeah.
Swazman says, Jeffrey, there was no TV show, How I Met Your Mother, and one of the episodes, they invented the game called Basque Ice Ball, basketball on ice skates with hockey sticks. Is that a sport? Hell yeah. That was with that one Jason Siegel's family, the giant bunch of Minnesotans on that show. I remember seeing that. Yeah, that sounds like a whole lot of damn fun. That is
sounds
more a
amazing.
sport than a lot of stuff people are trying to argue
Heck,
for.
yeah. Sounds fun.
Just the Tit says he's watching Top Secret right now. He says it was directed and produced by the same three who did Airplane, Zucker Abrams. And he says free on Pluto. He's like, hell yeah. I'm going to watch that and listen to you guys. Dude, turn off the radio. Just enjoy the movie. Enjoy that movie. Damn right. Hefty Lefty says, as Walt Frazier likes to say no way to Mr. Gray. I don't know
what he's talking about.
What is that?
Walt Frazier's done several of those, beard coloring commercials.
Oh, say no way to Mr. Gray.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Huh, I did not know that.
Kiss the Cooks is pizza. Oh, the best pizzas. Red Devil, JJ's, Four Sons. Why are we talking about pizza?
He's talking about Walt Frazier beard commercials. Some of these listeners are old, man. Some of them are up there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So there's something that people have noticed. Like they've noticed that the Rays haven't won on tax day in forever.
Yeah.
They noticed that reporter might have come across a little creepy to those gals. But they're also noticing that first basemen, they are not hitting the dingers like they used to, and nobody can figure out why.
Interesting.
What is going on with that, Randy? Because like forever, first basemen, they were the power hitters, Pujols, Jim Thome, McGuire, Palmeiro. I mean, just a bunch of those guys just hitting the hell out of it. First baseman used to hit the hell out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's going on now? That you don't have the first baseman hitting it like they used to.
Boy, I don't know. I probably I don't know.
Wasn't that a requirement on the job application?
Goldschmidt used to be a wonderful power hitter. He's kind of lost his power over the years. He's not hitting the ball, but now he's in the Yankee land where they've got that jet stream kind of to the outfield, to right field. So we'll see what happens with him. But yeah, I don't know. Production is down with the first baseman. I don't know what to attribute it to. These guys just don't hit the ball as hard as they used to. It's a live ball. You would think they'd be able to club the thing, but
torpedo bats.
Right.
Well, I don't know if the bats. I don't think really have a whole lot to do with it. You got to still make good contact. Got to make solid contact. I can't answer that question. I don't know what's up with that.
I think this is just a wild coincidence to me. It's but it's kind of like an unlikely coincidence to happen. But, Freddie Freeman's been hurt. You look at others. Yandy Diaz hasn't been himself this year. Christian Walker has taken a little while to get going. Ryan Mountcastle, we thought he would become a great power hitter. He hasn't necessarily found his stride yet. Vinny Pasquantino hasn't found his stride. Tristan Casas has been kind of down. So you look at the first baseman and you're like, I wonder how that's ended up happening. I mean,
last year, Bryce Harper and Vladdy Guerrero, those two were the only first basemen that were really hitting it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess. I haven't really thought of that, but interesting.
Yeah.
Very
Last
informative.
Optimist says first base used to be where the National League put all their designated hitter types of players.
This is true.
Older, less mobile players. It was the best place to hide them on the defensive field.
Now
that's true.
It's true.
Yeah. Now we have some speedsters. Like Arise is a first baseman now, and that guy's a good base runner. Like we got some, Diaz as well. Like it's changed. That is
Hefty
interesting.
Lefty says Mercury must be in retrograde. It's the only explanation. Hefty Lefty's been doing yoga. I've told you about that, Hefty.
Hefty.
So Big George says the Diamondbacks are up 4-0 now in the second inning. Gerard Perdomo just hit 3-run home run. Carroll had a double earlier in the inning to score in Alex Thomas. So there you go.
Yeah, nice to see that, man. Corbin Carroll has been awesome.
Yeah, he's been consistent.
Yeah.
He's had that little change in his setup when he's in the box. He used to have the bat in a different position. Now he's got it kind of up in that ready to go position. He really hasn't. He doesn't have his hands back as far, so he can just take his hands from here to here. He's much faster with the bat. He's much faster in getting his swing going. So good for him. I hope
who's been working with
this
him.
works. The Diamondbacks have been working with him.
They did get a new batting coach, though, didn't they?
A new hitting coach has been working with him and suggested a change. And this past spring training, he was using it, and it's really helped him be quicker through the zone.
Interesting thing here. His bat speed has gone up from the 70th percentile of the MLB to the currently 92nd percentile. So he's swinging it faster. We talked about yesterday, he had that nagging shoulder injury. that wouldn't go away. This year, he seems to be fully healthy, and it's really affecting his speed.
Oh, yeah. He's very healthy this year.
Yeah.
He's feeling good. So,
Yeah. Has a
so
lot to do
far,
with
so
it.
good.
Yeah.
And before we go to break, just the tip, says Randy, is pitching gaining on hitting over the past few years, or is hitting gaining on pitching?
Depends on who you ask. I would say right now it's more hitting than pitching because you don't see as many power pitchers in the league anymore. A lot of these guys are happen to deal with the fact that Major League Baseball is against pitching. They want more offense, and they've taken away whatever they could to help the hitters hit the ball. Yes.
Yeah.
Triple H.
The league averages in OPS this year is sitting at 0.696. That would be on pace for the lowest in MLB history. Actually, the lowest since 1989. So right now, pitching is doing super well, but 2023, I mean, when the shift happened, it was at 734. So it's sort of gone down from that. People have figured it out. Right now, the pitchers are off to a good start so far.
There you go. Just the tip. We got to take a break. We come back. More assorted weirdness and things and sports and stuff. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin. And over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
They say all good things come to those who wait, but not for those who wait for that next auto breakdown that could cost you thousands of dollars. I'm Danica Patrick. In the past 5 years, auto repair costs have gone up over 36%. And if your manufacturer's warranty is expired, you'll have to cover it all. With an Endurance Auto Protection Plan, no matter what the mileage, if your car is under 20 years old, Endurance can get you covered on the engine, electrical system, transmission, drivetrain, and more. Endurance has plans for any budget. Repairs can be done by the certified mechanic of your choice. Plans cover 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, battery jumps, fuel deliveries, tire changes, and lockout services. Act now and get the benefits of our Elite Plan, a $2,000 value at no extra cost. With Endurance, you could never pay for covered auto repairs again. So call now for your free quote.
Call 800-294-6720. 800-294-6720. 800-294-6720.
Let's say you've got questions. You're looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Well, Harmon Solar has the answers. Hi, I'm Jeffrey O'Brien, and listen, there's a couple of ways you can go here. One, visit harmonsolar.com, browse around, because right across the page, they got links to all sorts of great information, like frequently asked questions, equipment, tax credits, even testimonials. Or just give them a call, 800-281-3189. Ask them directly. They'd love to hear from you. That's 800-281-3189. Or just go to harmonsolar.com.
Well, you set the dial on radio and...
Summer is almost here. It's going to get busy. First, the Diamondback season is underway. With a strong lineup and great starting pitching, it's going to be fun to watch. The NFL draft is just a few weeks away. Then, it's on to mini camps. When it comes to Arizona sports, we are your home for all the news, info, and talk. We're 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Oh, Golden Domer wants to respectfully disagree with you, Randy.
Disagree with me about what? What have I said now?
Definitely a pitcher's era right now. Entire bullpens of guys who throw 95 miles an hour.
Well, they're throwing 95 miles an hour, but the MLB has changed the ball. The MLB has taken away the spin of the pitchers by eliminating any sort of a sticky compound, which would help the pitchers to spin the ball harder, thus causing less movement. Therefore, these hitters can hit in. If you look at the amount of hitters that are hitting the ball, you look at Ohtani, you look at Bryce Harper, you look at Vladimir Guerrero Jr. You look at some of these guys that are just pounding the cover off of the ball. The entire Dodgers lineup. I mean, everybody out there can hit. It's clearly, I think, it's a period of hitters, not of pitchers. So you only have a handful of pitchers, that are any good, and those guys got hurt. I mean, you're talking about. What's his face with Texas, DeGrom. He was out all last year. You're talking about what's his name with the Yankees, their stud. He's out all this year. Pitchers are overthrowing the ball. They're hurting themselves. They're not able to do anything to be effective, and it's costing them all kinds of records, and it's costing them their averages. And these guys are just really paying the price. I would say it's a hitters, not to disagree with a fellow Notre Dame fan, but I'm just telling you, I would disagree with you on this one.
First off, Randy, I did not know you were a Notre Dame fan. And second off, I would say it's a pitcher's era, but the MLB really wants it to be a hitter's era. That's
Just
how I would define it.
Says Randy, so when Bob Gibson was absolutely killing batters, they lowered the mound. Can you see Major League Baseball raising the mound on these pitchers?
They've talked about lowering the mound again in Major League Baseball. And they've talked about moving the mound back in Major League Baseball.
Man.
So
yeah, that would cause a lot of injury if they move the mound back, a lot more. And there's already a lot at the pitcher position.
Baker's Cocky Hen says something about Harris makes me think maybe he's a close talker. You know, like the guy in Seinfeld who gets like 2 inches in your face to speak. He says, I'm saying this with love.
I know those people that are close talkers, and I can honestly, objectively admit that I am not one of them.
Somebody comes up on me trying to close talk, I just put my hand on their chest and push. Till they're out of my bubble. I'm like, you're good right there.
36 inches, man.
No reason to be any closer than this.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes though you get close to somebody, and it's not just the close talking. Sometimes it's the close smelling. There's this gal, this English tennis player, Harriet Dart, and she had this match with a French opponent, and Harriet Dart was just kind of an ass. She they walk by each other on a changeover, and she goes over to the umpire and says, "Can you tell her to wear deodorant?" He's like, "What?" He's like, "She smells so bad. Will you tell her to wear deodorant? She's smelly." It's just like, wow. And then Harriet Dart got her ass kicked so hard by the smelly French Lois Boyson, I think.
The smelly one.
She just took her out in 28 minutes. Oh but gosh. This Harriet Dart, well, she seems like who does that? I mean, that is horrible.
Yeah, that's mean.
You walk by a person, if they stink, well, just, keep that to yourself.
Yeah.
Can't make her put on deodorant. But so I guess Dart will have a seat, and this other gal, she's going to keep playing.
Wow.
Maybe that's her tactic, not to wear deodorant and get into other people's nostrils.
Was this your tactic, Randy, at flag football? Was this your tactic as the enforcer?
No. I was not the enforcer. I was a bit undersized to be playing football in the first place.
I was, man, I like to hit on cheerleaders. So I was putting on deodorant all the time. I made sure I was never stanky.
Weren't you like 110 pounds?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I was like 160,
Oh, okay.
But
he was a running back.
Yeah, I was a running back. And
yeah.
I would work up a good lather, but man, before I'd go buy any gals, I made sure I was not offensive to the olfactory, system. But anyway, so this gal here, man, boy, doesn't she sound like fun at a party.
No kidding.
Just took her out 6-0, 6-3. Bam. Just destroyed her. Good.
What a jerk. Although here's the thing, though. If somebody stinks at work, what are you supposed to do when they actually have BO?
Work from home.
I'm not saying Harris stinks. That's not what I'm doing. I know people think I'm going that direction.
I've never been told.
Over the course of life and times, you've probably come across somebody that it doesn't smell great, and you're like, do I tell them?
Happens. Yeah.
Do I tell them, or how do you?
It's an awkward position, but I think you have to tell them.
When they're not around, you just put a deodorant on their desk there.
No, I think you pull them aside and you say, in a non embarrassing way, you say, look, man, I don't know what's going on, but do you need some deodorant? Because it's
well, then
trying to help a brother out here.
Should Harriet Dart have done the same? Because this is her work.
Yeah.
I think it's also, it could be different with guys than with girls, possibly. I think with guys, you got to be like, hey, man, and just hand the deodorant over, and that's it. You don't need to say anything. That's how I would do it. But then again, I haven't been in this type of a scenario, so I may choke in the moment and be nervous, because you never want to tell someone that. So.
Yeah, and then of course, at my level of things, then suddenly I'm in trouble.
Right? Yeah, because people can't handle the truth.
It's like when you have a friend that's got a boog hanging out. You gotta
tell them.
No,
you gotta tell them.
That's exactly a friend. I'm telling immediately. You stink. You got a booger coming out your nose. And
dude, get your act together.
I keep trying to tell Jeffrey this, and he's not buying it. He hasn't been buying it.
That he's got a bug hanging out.
He's got a booger and he stinks. I've been trying to tell him, and he hasn't been obeying my advice. Yeah.
Obeying?
Yeah.
Your advice?
Listening to it. Yeah. Yeah.
Boy, you're digging your hole, Harris. I don't know. I don't know how to
None of these conversations ever took place. And had they, can you imagine? Quiet Cannon says bad breath is just about a problem as BO.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, if you're a close talker, maybe.
Especially if you're a close talker. Yeah.
Miss Kim always has to remind me my breath stink. Your breath stink.
Really?
Yeah.
The only time my wife gives me trouble is
she reminds you.
When I had some tea in the morning, and she comes up for a good morning and she's like, no. It's like, you can hug the body, but keep away from my face. Big George says Josh Naylor just hit a big bomb for the Diamondbacks. Now we're 5-1 Snakes in the third inning.
Finally, he's getting going.
Wow,
pretty sure.
The X factor for sure.
So yeah, that's good to see. Well, who got one for the Marlins? Who got that one?
Terry Finnegan. Hicks. Terry Finnegan. Yeah, Hicks. That's who it was. Yeah.
Was it me? You guys talking about me?
Just making up names over there.
I got the home run for the Marlins.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
Let's see here. Swazman says, Jeffrey, it's just like that in the animal kingdom. Some dogs like Juggernaut the Shar-Pei, they're really smelly dogs in a good way. I also noticed that these boxers I pet sat for, they were super smelly. Call her Ellie the Smelly.
Ellie the Smelly.
Yeah,
Poor Ellie.
Dogs just like people, I guess.
She didn't ask for that.
Last Optimist says, worked with a guy who was so fat, we all assume he stank because he couldn't reach his backside to wash it. His boss fired him because he was unable to perform his assigned duties. Well, I feel sorry for that guy.
That's horrible, man. I feel bad for that guy. Duties.
I see what you did there. Jeff, go.
Oh, I should have seen it. I should have seen it before. Shoot.
Just the Tip says, went golfing with my Mormon buddies. No drinking. Do I seem cogent or same as drunk me?
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means.
I think he meant coherent.
Sure. Coherent, probably.
I think is what he meant.
Yeah. I don't know.
Come to think of it, you do seem a little more clear-minded in your texts today.
That's good.
Well, he wasn't drinking.
Probably means he was playing golf with the Mormons.
Don't want to encourage a quitter, but something to think about.
Yeah,
right.
Something to think about.
He went golfing with Kaler the Quitter.
No, if he quits drinking. So I saw this thing on Sports Illustrated, and I thought it was worth a question. And the question is, who has the worst NFL logo of all the NFL teams?
Look at that beautiful Cardinal up there.
Cardinal's a good-looking logo. I'm not going to lie.
Yep.
That's a good-looking bird. The Seahawks logo It's not bad. The Rams logo looks like Good Morning LA. They changed their logo.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the worst. I'm going to just jump right to it and say the Browns. It's not even the color brown.
It's historic.
It's just
but
a
I
blank
agree with
helmet.
you, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's Paul Brown.
It's
Wasn't that it?
historically
Paul
bad.
Brown? Yeah.
And it's also they had such that old logo that was so cool that they had, and then they changed it to the.
What do you mean that
helmet.
little elf?
Yeah, the
looking
little
thing?
elf looking thing. Yeah, that was a cool.
That never made any sense.
Mm.
Never
yeah,
made any
none
sense.
of their
A
logos
brownie.
have ever made like full sense.
Colts. That
Browns,
logo
the
makes
Browns.
sense. The horseshoe for the Colt.
That makes
Jaguar. Face of a Jaguar. That makes
Makes
sense.
sense.
Texans. Yeah, with their cow head or
Yeah.
bull head or whatever.
sense. Right.
Titans
kinda
though.
cool.
What the hell is that?
Oh, of course he's trying to bring it here though. Yeah.
No.
it's
Listen,
a
I'm not
team-
gonna say they're not the worst. They're
It's-
not the worst. But I'm gonna say I don't understand. Titan is such a badass kind of concept and name,
It is.
and that's your logo.
I feel like that's
What? I think you do better.
It's a microcosm of our franchise. You know, it's a great
See,
concept.
the Jets. I don't like the Jets logo.
No, the
I'm
Jets
kinda-
is fine. I think it's
kind
standard.
of historic. I think the Browns. Jeffrey makes a really good argument for the Browns because it's just not like it's like false advertising.
They don't have the Browns.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
they don't have the
absolute.
Browns.
Well, but it's also so bad that it is correct advertising.
What
because
about
they are just
yeah.
as bad as their logo?
what about the Commanders? I don't think that's kind of a boring logo, just having the W right there.
Well, so that's worse than the NY for New York Giants.
no, the NY at least has a cool font, and it's
The
historic.
font
and it has
on
that
the
little,
W is fine.
has that little
What are you
thing
talking
below
about?
the
The Warriors
Y.
font is fine.
No, the Warriors have that cool like the Golden Gate Bridge on their logo. That's super cool. I like that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I have to go with the Browns. I'm with you.
Browns.
Wow, we all agree.
Yeah. I
Second
agree.
place, LA. Third place, Titans.
The Titans should not
The
be on this
Titans?
podium. They should not be on this podium. I think the fire at the top left is pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. You could find worse than that. For sure.
I stand by mine. Browns,
You're biased.
Rams, and Titans. No, it's not even biased. I mean, tell me which other logo should be at third place that is not the Titans. Which one?
Well,
Make the
the
argument because
the
you
Texans.
can't.
The
The
Texans.
Bengals, to me, the Bengals
Texans is fine.
Is weird because it's a B
Yeah.
instead of they should have put like a Bengal tiger or they should just use the stripes. But why do you have a B?
Maybe they
come
tried
on.
to draw the tiger and they just were bad at drawing tigers. And they're like,
That
the hell with
could
it. Just put a B up there. Put some stripes on
Why
it.
why
could
do
be-
the Texans
could be
have a
right,
bull?
yeah.
The Texans, why do they have a bull?
There's an awful lot of
Well, it's
cattle
a-
in Texas,
It's a-
genius.
This is true,
a
this is
bull
true, but still.
skull is what it is with the Texas flag. I kind of dig it.
All right, yeah, I hear that. I
It's
like what
better
they
than
did
your
with the
Titans
flag.
logo. You know it.
No,
I don't know.
No.
I kind of like the Titans logo. They could do a
No.
lot more with it, though.
Like I said, it's not the worst.
I
but
think the fire is pretty
place
cool
worse.
on the top left. I think
Then you
I
give
like
me another one that's worse.
I
Than
gave you
Titans.
the Texans. The
No,
Texans.
no. Randy doesn't agree with that either.
Well, I guess that does it for me.
Yep. You got nothing. I will
Shoot.
say the absolute worst when it comes to the uniforms, it's the Seahawks and that fluorescent yellow
This
green.
happens every time I try to defend the Titans. Usually it just ends up me getting logic bombed because I have nothing to stand on. And so I'm used to it. But yeah, the Seahawks, in terms of the Seahawks uniforms, that green is pretty nuts.
The color is horrible, but their little Seahawk face ain't bad.
Those old, like 2000s uniforms, those were pretty cool. I feel like they should bring those back with the
I'll
not
tell
Russell
you,
Wilson, like
the
the Sean
worst
Alexander.
uniforms out there are the Cardinals uniforms.
I can agree with that.
No,
I think they're
eh,
super
because-
Cardinals
bland.
uniforms are fine.
I think they're
they
super
look
bland.
like the Ohio State University.
No, Ohio State's got cooler uniforms than that. They've got the what's it called that they put on the helmets? Why am I blanking on this?
Buckeyes.
The
They
Buckeyes,
put
yeah,
their
that
nuts
they
on
put
their
on
helmet.
that's super cool. That's super cool. I like that.
Swazman says Ravens bird is awesome, but what's that checkerboard pattern thing? Like University of Maryland? What kind of weird there? Well, the pattern there, it's like a royalty thing. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a thing with
The
Maryland.
where is this? Ravens?
Yeah.
Isn't that in their state flag? That's their state flag.
Yeah,
right? They've
that is
got
their
like
state flag. It's a Maryland thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Jet says Dallas has the worst logo. No,
No,
it
they do
doesn't. That
not.
is probably
That's
the
a
most
cool
recognized. It's
logo.
annoying to you because you're annoyed by them, but as far as
Yeah,
logos go,
yeah.
The star right there, that you know exactly who it is, and it's just a
Right.
star.
Look,
I mean,
yeah.
Come on, that actually worked out great.
There are so many ways you could slander the Cowboys, and you chose one of the few ways right now in which you can't.
Yeah, you could say a lot about the Cowboys.
You could,
and we
That
will.
is not one of them.
Swave Dave says, "What's the history of the Steelers helmet?" Well, it was based on the Steelworkers Union.
Yeah.
Back in the day, and that's the connection there, just to the Steelworkers of.
Why did they only
Pittsburgh.
put it on one side of the uniform of the helmet? I mean,
They couldn't afford 2 stickers.
Okay, I can see that. It's Pittsburgh.
Silver Pop says the Chargers logo is confusing to me. Is it a lightning bolt, electric current? I mean, if they're Chargers, thunder doesn't charge, electric currents do.
Well, that's
I
not
think that's a
thunder. That's a
cool-
lightning bolt.
I think it's a cool logo. I like the Chargers.
It's okay.
It's pretty self-explanatory.
It's not too
Lightning, What
bad.
do you need to charge?
I'd say it's probably 4th place behind the Titans.
Oh, a 4th worst. Oh, I disagree with that.
Yeah, maybe not.
It's
Maybe
a pretty
not.
cool logo. Yeah. Yeah.
I
like the Dolphins logo. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not manly. I'm sorry, Fish Tank. It's not a very manly logo.
What is
I think
not
the
manly?
Dolphins
It's
should
a
be
dolphin.
going the other way.
I don't think you
Instead
could
of
ever
that
put
way.
the color teal on anything and say, this is manly. It's like, it's not. Just kind of soft. It's a little soft.
It's a little soft.
It's a little soft.
That is a boomer take if I've ever heard one.
2-ply.
Wow.
2-ply
That
soft
is a
right there.
boomer take. That
Listen,
screams.
your
just
dumb
boomer.
team has a
Oh,
soft
it always
palate
comes
as
back
well.
to the stuff to my. It always comes back to the Titans, doesn't it? It
Why
always
is there
does.
blue in your flame?
I don't know. Okay, I don't know. I
Doesn't
don't.
because it's
Oh,
natural
no,
gas.
no.
Kid, you're
Because
gonna
it's
lose
natural
every
gas.
argument
Yeah, that's
about the Titans logo.
It's natural gas. No. Let me. It just dawned on
It's
me.
natural gas,
Natural
isn't
gas.
it?
It should be blue. Yes.
It's unhealthy.
Yes. It's not unhealthy. It's a solid logo.
Okay, here's what I want you to do. Go home, turn on the stove, light the thing, and then just sit there and smell the fumes. Go ahead and just take big whiffs of that gas while it's on.
Why on living earth would I do that?
Yeah, it'll kill you. Not immediately,
Oh.
but eventually. It's
I
really bad for you.
I see.
Are we trying to kill Triple H?
Now I see where this is going. I see
I'm
where
not
this
trying
is going.
to, but I'm also not trying not to. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, I think if anybody wants to disagree with me, you can try. Browns have the worst logo.
Yeah.
Rams have the second worst logo with their Good Morning LA look.
Good morning, LA.
The Titans are number 3. Nobody's come up with a good number 3 yet. But I'll give you a number 4. I was going to say the Chargers, but Jaguars are kind of boring. I don't know.
That's a cool logo.
No.
But it's just the head. I mean, you would think they would have like 2 claws in the part of the body, and the claws are coming out with the Jaguar. Now, see, we've changed the culture. Now, all of a sudden, the Jaguars are a winning franchise because they got their claws out there in the Jaguar.
You know who I'm going to go after a little bit here? The Giants. How do you call yourself the Giants and not implement giants? A giant.
This is a good point.
Of some kind in your logo. All I got is the NY because I guess nobody could draw a giant.
A lot of potential room for creativity that they're missing out on here.
Some
Per usual. I mean, reflects on the field, right?
Get that. Ever seen the Princess Bride there? You get Andre the Giant.
Andre the Giant. Yeah.
Get him with that flaming cloak thing. Let that be the New York Giants logo.
Maybe they just make their logo like Yao Ming or Zach Eady. Or
The old
something.
skinny guys? What is wrong with you?
They're not skinny. Those are over 300
Yao Ming?
pounds. Those guys are over 300 pounds.
Like Slender Man, like
Eady.
Webb and Yama.
He's
Zach
not
Eady
that
looks like
skinny.
somebody stacked a bunch of wood matches on top of each other.
No, I want a real giant, like Andre the Giant.
I don't know.
I don't
Those
know.
guys are
I don't know
pretty
how to
real
make it a
giants.
logo. I'll be honest. I'm not an artist,
See.
but somebody should be working on this.
Yeah.
Should have people working around the clock on this.
Yes, absolutely.
Silver Pop says the Eagles logo beak looks like the nose of Jamal Murray from the Nuggets. Well, that's just not nice. Kyle G says Tennessee and the Chargers logo are bad because the lost potential. Imagine a giant holding a hammer above his head without storm clouds around it, and or the Chargers, a flying Pegasus made of lightning striking the ground. Yeah, Titans, Clash of the Titans,
I agree.
Jason and the Argonauts action there,
I agree. I think we got to take potential out of this because potential doesn't reflect what the logo is. It reflects what the logo could be. The question is what the logo is. Okay. So using potential, not a good argument.
No, he's not making an argument. He's just saying, hey, wouldn't it be
he said he
pretty
thinks
good?
the Titans logo is bad.
Because you should have a better one. But guess what? You are the third worst as it is.
We
See, the Titans need to take like Iron Man, the head of Iron Man with like laser beam eyes. You see what I'm saying? And then you put the fire behind him as he flies like this with his fist out in front of him.
Or like
and then
Thor.
Every time they come on the field, they're playing I am Iron Man.
Well, that's not a Titan, Randy.
Randy, that's a Titan, man. He's
No,
like big, giant
Thor
Iron
is
Man.
more like a Titan. Thor would be more
Yes,
like a
it would
Titan.
be. I just want to get Iron Man.
I think an
as they're coming on the
underrated
field.
underrated thing about the Titans logo, the three stars represents the Tennessee state flag. I think that's
who
cool.
gives a crap?
That's cool.
There's
I
three
give a
stars in
crap.
there. I didn't see it.
There are.
There's
There are
three-
3 stars in there. There are
That's
3
as
little
high
red
as anyone
stars.
in Tennessee can count. So the Vikings,
He's going there. He is going
Vikings
there. Stop it.
have a historically
No, I don't
inaccurate logo because the Vikings never wore hats with horns on them. The Vikings never wore the those helmets with horns.
What did they wear?
Not that. They didn't exist. That was just something that somebody made up. So you got the Vikings with the horns on the helmet sitting there. Yeah. I know, Harris. I know. We're very late for a break.
I did just want to give you the heads up. I just wanted to make sure.
I know.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
very late. We're
He's
almost
a good
10 minutes
producer.
late for a break.
Very, very good producer.
He's a bad producer, else I wouldn't be sitting here at 46. He should have been telling me this at 38.
I did try to let you know. I don't think you saw me, but I did try to let you know.
That's on you. The worst logos, says Joe, are the Vikings and the Packers. Packers is fine with the G.
Packers
That's
is
classic.
fine. It gets the job done.
All right, we'll pick this up when we come back. We'll have like moments to do it. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com, sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
They say all good things come to those who wait, but not for those who wait for that next auto breakdown that could cost you thousands of dollars. I'm Danica Patrick. In the past 5 years, auto repair costs have gone up over 36%. And if your manufacturer's warranty is expired, you'll have to cover it all. With an Endurance Auto Protection Plan, no matter what the mileage, if your car is under 20 years old, Endurance can get you covered on the engine, electrical system, transmission, drivetrain, and more. Endurance has plans for any budget. Repairs can be done by the certified mechanic of your choice. Plans cover 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, battery jumps, fuel deliveries, tire changes, and lockout services. Act now and get the benefits of our Elite Plan, a $2,000 value at no extra cost. With Endurance, you can never pay for covered auto repairs again. So call now for your free quote.
Call 800-294-6720. 800-294-6720. 800-294-6720.
Hey guys, Jeffrey O'Brien here. Did you know Harman Solar has gone super high tech? There's an amazing tool at harmansolar.com that'll give you an instant ballpark solar estimate using satellites from space. You just type in a little information, and within seconds, you'll have an idea of just how little money it takes to save big on that monthly electric bill. I did it, and within seconds, they measured my roof and calculated my savings. It's very impressive. Go to harmansolar.com and give it a try yourself. That's harmansolar.com.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. As most of you might know, I'm a big fan of loyalty and longevity. I love companies based right here in Arizona that have been around doing some great things for a long, long time. And oh boy, has the Lund Mortgage Team done just that. In the mortgage game, they're one of the best. In fact, I think they are the best. And I've been telling people about the Lund Mortgage Team for decades now, and I'll continue to do that as long as they continue to take care of all our listeners, and they do that every single day. So you could be next. Call today, 623-875-9940. Look, the Lund Mortgage Team, they're mortgage brokers. That gives them the unique opportunity to shop your rate around. They've also been in business so long, they realize fees are not the most important thing. They keep those nice and low. Call today, 623-875-9940, whether it's a HELOC, whether it's a new home loan, refinance, you name it, they've got you covered. LundMortgage.com or call 623-875-9940.
Never again will you have to say, I missed that segment. I'm such a dinkus.
He's so lame.
Never miss an important segment, favorite host, or show again. Check out our podcast and listen whenever and wherever you want.
It's the reason Al Gore invented the internet.
Follow us on Facebook or Twitter or at 1580thefanatic.com.
Dave Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. And hey, Randy.
Yes.
The first guy to ever play Elvis Presley.
Yes.
In his song That's All Right.
Okay.
1954.
Okay.
Wink Martindale.
No kidding.
Just passed away.
Wow.
Not the guy who is a
Giants
assistant coach.
Yeah.
What is
Wink
he? Defensive
Martindale.
coordinator? I can't remember. What was he? A quarterback coach?
Defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
But no, this that guy right there.
Wink Martindale.
That's a young picture. You'd have to get a picture where he looks surprised all the time. But whatever.
Wink Martindale.
Yeah, he passed away. I
Wink
guess.
Martindale.
Oh, in Palm Springs. Yeah.
Wink
He was the host
Martindale.
of High Rollers, Tic Tac Doe. That's what I used to watch.
Yeah.
And Gambit. And
I watched him on Gambit. Yeah. Oh yeah, Gambit.
I guess Coachella was really hard on him. I guess. I mean, you gotta remember to drink water. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, so yeah, that just happened. Just
How old was Wink Martindale? Wink Martindale.
91.
Do it again.
So-
Randy.
No kidding.
Hey, you get
kidding.
past 80 in life and you pass away, like, you know what?
Look,
you're good.
you've had a long life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
just
lot of
give
good
up.
life, a lot of blessings, a lot of time lived.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's time for you to treat your body any way you want to. If you live past 80,
Mhm.
go ahead and have some McDonald's. You know what I mean?
Listen, 10 years ago when Wink Martindale 81, I mean, man, his fight clubs were the best in Palm Springs that I would attend.
Yeah. I remember Jeff Bloom telling me about those.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, when I was there,
You guys sound really old. when you're
he'd
talking
smoke
about
a
this, not gonna
cigarette,
lie.
take off his shirt, and
It
boy,
was on. Yeah.
and he would always challenge Gene Rayburn. That was the thing that he wanted to
those
take a
were
swing at that old guy.
epic fights. And then
Mhm.
when Bob Barker got there,
Well, Bob Barker knew judo and karate, so he he was not somebody you trifle with.
absolutely.
You
I
pull
would say,
Bob Barker's name and you have to fight him in Fight Club. That's a long night. That is
Yeah.
a long night right there.
You're going to be hurting for weeks, my
Mhm.
friend.
You guys know
Weeks.
I did karate back in the day. I have a
I'm sure
trophy.
you did Taekwondo.
I have a trophy in my room.
I bet you do.
Yep.
Taekwondo.
You
Yeah,
have
karate.
a trophy in your room from
trophy.
doing what again?
From doing
It-
karate. I know
Harris.
it's no big deal.
Harris, let me
Is
just
that what
tell you
you were
something
doing?
right here.
Yep.
Don't ever try to use that in a real fight.
Why
It
is
will
that?
not work.
See, I haven't tried to use it in a real fight because I typically don't get in fights. I'm a words guy, as I said.
Yeah, but
Isn't that what
sometimes
they
the
teach
words
in-
you use are going to cause somebody to want to fight you.
Isn't that
So
what they
just
teach?
That hasn't
though?
happened yet, though.
don't use Taekwondo in an actual fight. You will get your ass kicked immediately.
Or maybe they'll think, wow, this guy's skills are so impressive. He's
The
not
minute
to
you
be
kick
trifled
off your
with.
shoes, everybody starts laughing, and you're moments away from the hospital.
Everyone
But
starts
did you-
laughing. Yeah.
Did you say laughing or what was it? Gagging when you kick your shoes off?
Depends on if
Gagging,
he's,
laughing in fear. It's one of
ah.
those nervous laughs. So like, wow,
Uh-huh.
this guy, he's
Laughing
so
in
good.
fear.
How can he be
Your best
so
defense,
charming yet so good at karate at the same time?
Harris, your
Typically
best
back.
defense, little guy, is just get naked.
I just got little guy.
Everybody
I
get
did not.
naked.
Just get little guy. I just get little guy.
Get
Oh,
naked, and nobody's going to
yeah.
want to touch you.
I did
That's your
not.
only hope.
Yes, you did.
That's not
How
the first
fast-
time, and it certainly won't be the last.
How fast can you take your clothes off? Not here. I don't want you to do it.
Well, I
But I'm
don't
just
know.
saying,
I haven't
if it came
timed
to
myself.
it, that is your best defense. You know, a turtle has a shell, and a roly-poly just goes, an armadillo does a thing. Your best thing is to get naked and maybe start yelling things in Latin.
They say
there you go.
They
Learn
say
some Latin.
They
There you
say
go.
bullying builds character, and I'll have you know, I have a lot of character. I have a lot of character.
Well, you know, you don't need to keep bullying people.
I'm saying I've been
You
the
say bullying
opposite.
builds character. You have enough
No,
character.
no,
Why
no,
don't you
no,
just try being nice for a change?
Well,
Harris?
you see, I'm typically the
I
one
mean,
that was bullied.
I'm feeling like
build
you know,
character in me is what I'm
maybe
saying.
if you were just nicer and stop bullying everybody.
Well, I wasn't a bully, Jeffrey. I
well,
was
guess
the opposite.
But for
I was the
whatever reason,
recipient.
you are now. It's really. I wish you'd
I
stop.
was the
To be
recipient
honest,
of
we were going to probably
would
have this
never do
conversation off air, but you need to stop, Harris. You need to stop bullying people.
I would never do such a
Ladies and
thing.
gentlemen,
I have not
on
done
behalf of CRC Broadcasting and 15A The Fanatic, we do apologize
Oh
for
my
Harris's
gosh.
bullying.
Here we go.
I
Here
feel
we
like he
go.
can do better, and well, we're going to make sure he
Trying to
does.
make
We're going to
me-
get him the help he needs.
Oh
He,
my
he does
gosh.
need
He's trying
help.
to make me seem like
he needs
this.
heaps of help. Yeah.
And if I had a band, it'd be called the Gaslighters. So
Yeah.
let's see here. Ringless Joe says some
The-
teams got a
the
new logo. Oh, I
Gaslighters.
already read that. Sorry, Joe. Kyle G says, did I already read this one too? No,
I
he
don't
says
know.
all the letter and number logos would be lame, except that they're for historically great franchises. Niners, Bears, Packers, Giants. They've created respect for those logos. Until Tennessee gets some successful years, people are going to think that logo's lame.
Okay. I can agree with that. I mean, the Yankees logo is iconic because it's the Yankees. The Packers, it's because it's the Packers. I get
See,
it.
the
I get
Bears logo is kind of, for me, I just, let me just, my opinion is it's weak because it looks like somebody just went on and got
Crayons.
some stock photo of a bear and then they turned it all orange. And then, what a great logo.
Oh, I
You
like
see
you're
what I
talking
mean?
about the Titans logo where they just took
No,
some markers and just
No.
said like a little girl colored
No,
it
that
all
would be
in.
the Titans logo,
Oh.
yeah.
I think
You're right
so.
about the Bears. I feel like they could have a better bear.
The bear
logo.
and the Bears logo kind of looks like he just saw Jeffrey naked. He's shocked.
It could
You know,
be.
Yeah.
Harris-
He can't get it out. He can't get it out.
Harris, you're just stop trying. You just
He can't get it out of his sight. You know, it's just stuck with it.
it ain't gonna go. It ain't gonna go well for you.
It's just stuck with it.
He can't get it out of his sight. It's
Yeah, you
way too
can't.
big.
Way
It
too
is.
big.
I just
Ooh.
at all angles. It's
People
like
say
it,
that about my
and it
personality.
looks at you from across the room. I-
Yeah.
All right, we got. Oh my gosh, so many texts that I've missed. I will get to those when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Bring spring to your door with Target Circle 360. Get all you need for Easter hosting, spring get-togethers, and more with unlimited same-day delivery through Target Circle 360. From Easter basket goodies to fresh florals, getting everything the same day is easy. Open the Target app and bring the magic of the season to your door with unlimited same-day delivery through Target Circle 360. Visit target.com/circle or the Target app for more details. Subscription required. Same-day delivery is subject to terms. Applies to orders over $35.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
My pain is considerable, but that prescription is dangerous.
The side effects of my medicine are worse than my condition.
I'm in recovery. I can't take those pills.
When faced with a health crisis, you shouldn't have to choose between risks. Choose natural healing.
At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our naturopathic doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. Our naturopathic doctors can restore pain-free joint function and restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves immediate physical symptoms without having you take a bunch of pills. If traditional medicines aren't working, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
People settle down because it's time for
what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Harris Hicks in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Coming up, I got 2 stories about Travis's. Got a couple of Travis's here.
It's a damn good thing Travis isn't here today.
I don't think we've ever had a Travis work for us, have we? No, not on purpose. I mean, to be honest, this is the first Harris we've ever had work for us.
History in the making, folks. You're witnessing it.
Probably the last. But anyway, Abe Froman says, wow, this show actually has a producer. It could have fooled me. That means we're doing our jobs correctly.
That's right. That's right. I'm the producer.
We were talking about the worst logo in the NFL and probably spent more time on it than we should have. We're going to talk about the NFL in this hour for sure.
Okay.
Yes.
But I'm going to finish up what people had to say. Swazman said, remember, Jeffrey, the old school teams like the Bears, Packers, Jets, most of those teams have kept their old logos from like 80 years ago. Well, those actually still work. They're actually okay. And maybe you're right. Maybe we got used to some of them and they're like, okay. But what helped was there were Super Bowl winning Bears. There were Super Bowl winning Packers. At some point, didn't the Jets win? I think they did.
Yeah. 68.
So
yeah, it was,
they have a winning history, not just a
69.
history. The Titans have a history. Ringless Joe says
here we go.
that he thinks the best NFL logo is the old Bubbles Lion.
Oh,
Bubbles Lion?
I think I know who he's talking about.
From the
That's
Lions?
a pretty cool one. That's a pretty cool one. I think the Oilers has a pretty cool logo too. I'll say
The
that.
Oilers, that
Yeah.
just, man, that was just like, why would you choose pollution as your logo? Can I kick it?
Yes, you can.
He texted in the original Chicago Cardinals logo, and you're right. The Bears did copy with their C that they used. The Chicago Cardinals was a C with a C on the inside for
Right.
Chicago Cardinals. But
The old Bubbles Lion.
yeah, I don't know what he's talking about. It just looks like the Lions logo to me.
I think it's like there is an outline on the Lions logo, and now
yeah,
there
you're right.
isn't.
There's a
Yeah.
black outline and
It's
then
like
a
a black
white outline and then the blue of the lion.
Yeah, I know what he's talking about.
Because in the Serengeti, there are blue lions
Oh
everywhere.
yeah.
I cannot speak for this.
Bruno Baller said, remember when the Titans used to be the Oilers and then they had the oil well? Yeah, we were just talking about that, Bruno.
They were the Oilers. They were the Oilers in Tennessee at one point, but then they wanted a total rebrand when the
There's
Steelers.
no oil in Tennessee, right?
Yeah. So I mean, there technically is, but there's not near as much as there is in Texas. It's everywhere. So
Firefighter
Makes
says,
sense.
who dares defame the great Pittsburgh Steelers logo? Nobody's saying anything bad about it,
It's a
just
great
asking what the history is.
yeah,
Leave Pittsburgh alone. No. We're a sad sports town most of the time. Only major sports city where all professional teams share the same colors. Okay, that's cool. I mean, I got no problem. With the Pittsburgh, but
I think that's pretty awesome, actually.
yeah, nobody was saying nothing. Calm down, firefighter. Jeez.
Yeah. I respect what Pittsburgh's about. I mean, the Steelers, it's the Steel City, man. So it's such a cool brand and their fans are passionate.
Manly as hell.
Yeah, exactly. I respect what Pittsburgh's about. No disrespect to them.
What do you mean they're sad mostly in Pittsburgh? What are you talking about?
Yeah, they've had a Super Bowl within the last 20 years. Sorry, Randy.
Penguins had a lot too.
The Pirates, what have they done anything in the last
Pirates?
Well, they haven't, but back in the 70s, they were amazing. I mean, We Are Family and Pops and all those guys. I mean, what a great Kent DeColvey, that big stringy bastard on the pitching mound with his arm whipping around like a giant horsewhip thing. Oh my God, it was crazy.
I thought it was Tech Love.
No, it was Kent DeColvey.
First time I heard it said out loud. I've already seen his picture and read stories about him. I was too young to really watch him. And it looked like Tech Love.
Roberto
was a way cooler name than
Well,
DeColvey.
Tech Love is. I mean, that's like a superhero name.
Pirates have an awesome history. They just haven't done a lot recently.
And then the Penguins, they've won the Stanley Cup.
Right.
Yep.
Sidney
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know what? Just take a
Pittsburgh is
moment and say,
great-
shut up, firefighter.
It's a great sports
It's a great championship sports mecca of champions.
Pitt as well produced a lot of NFL players. I mean, it's a cool place. Yeah.
Tio says, go Bolts. And that reminds me, was I dreaming? Because sometimes dream life and reality can kind of collide and you're not sure, did I dream this or is this real? That somebody's trying to move the Chargers back to San Diego again.
I think they should.
No. But is it happening?
Is this happening? I have not heard of anything.
Heard of that.
Will you look that up there, Harris?
That's what I am doing right now.
I remember seeing something about it, like somebody's buying the team and with the intent of moving it back to San Diego.
Yeah, see what I
feel like would be a good idea.
That would be a great idea, personally. But
Commando Duke says, we Commanders have the worst logo. No, you don't. The W is all right, man. The W is all right. It's a lot better than what you used to have.
I agree with him.
So
I agree with him.
Sharp Cat says, Moist One might like. Oh, wait, I already read that. See, sometimes the text line goes a goofy. Here we go. Hefty Lefty says, that's the Honolulu Blue Lions. Swozman says, plus the Bears took the colors from University of Illinois. Okay.
Did they or did Illinois take the colors from them?
Who was there first? That's
I
and
believe
who used the colors first?
I believe Illinois was there first because they would have play back in like the 1920s, 10s before the Bears were around. So I guess you could say they did technically.
The Chargers are slated to return to San Diego only for a limited time.
Yeah, I saw this.
The Los Angeles Chargers will, I guess, mini camp will be in San Diego's Camp Pendleton.
Yeah, that's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah, they're not. I didn't see anything where they were trying to move back.
Oh, well, it must have been an April Fool's story or something.
Yeah, they should move back to San Diego, though. They lost a lot of their fans. Those games in LA are very empty. LA is not a football town.
Well, the games in San Diego, to be honest, were very empty, too.
I wouldn't say, I would not say that. I wouldn't say that.
Eventually.
Once they found out that they were moving, I think it got empty. But back in those like mid-2000s days when the Chargers were really good, their playoff games were popping. So I think it's San Diego needs their football team back, I believe.
Random texter says, yeah, Pittsburgh's manly. You got your Steelers,
right.
Pretty tough. You got the Pirates. Oh, yeah, tough. Who the hell came up with a Penguin? Yeah, that's right. Penguin's not a very tough.
It's not very Penguins are mean.
Why would you?
How
many Penguins are there wandering around Pittsburgh?
It's not a
The
very
Emperor
Pittsburgh
Penguin
concept.
is pretty mean.
Yeah,
I understand.
Just big fat guy.
He is a big fat
The
guy. He kind of
Emperor
waddles
Penguin?
around like he owns everything. You know, he's kind of
He does own everything. That's why he's called
That's
the
right.
Emperor
Yeah.
Penguin. I understand. They are very mean-spirited.
Yeah, very mean-spirited animals. That's a good way of describing it.
How mean can a penguin be? The penguin's gonna be mean.
Very.
I'm just gonna kick the hell out.
Well,
Just
maybe.
I could
Maybe.
clear the uprights with a penguin. I don't care if
think
it's an
we
emperor
should get
penguin.
an emperor penguin from the Phoenix Zoo and lock Harris and the emperor penguin in a room for a battle royale.
No, I'm good with that.
Oh, Randy, you know I'd come out of that. I'd come out of that alive.
Yeah, on a stretcher,
Come on
kid.
now.
I got money on the penguin.
On a stretcher. What if? How about this? You know what I
Penguin
think I
don't
could
know
do?
Taekwondo.
I
He's still gonna
think-
beat your ass.
I think me and the penguin would become friends. I think that's what would happen. You guys
Is
would be
that
so
what happened?
shocked. You'd say, "Who won?" And I say, "We both won." Power of friendship. That's exactly what I think would happen.
Harris is going to walk around with some smelt in his pocket.
You guys are trying to start this whole fight thing with violence, and you know what I have? The power of friendship, an unstoppable power that no one has been able to contain.
Oh God!
And as the stretcher takes him out of the room, and the penguin is just sitting there, kind of doing these. Harris is like, "God is my witness. I thought we'd be
punching
pals.
me, and I'm just like wailing.
Why did that penguin hurt me like this?"
Mean-spirited emperor.
Power
penguin.
friendship as he's just punching me in the chest.
Harris, when the Emperor Penguin kicks your wiry little ass, make sure you never tell the story to any woman ever in the future, and hope that no one ever tells the. You're going to have to change name and address.
I would. I'll change my name to Jeffrey O'Brien or Randy White.
There's more than a few Jeffrey O'Briens out there. In fact,
there probably is a good amount.
I went out on Twitter and I made all of them my friends, and then we had this big conversation. Like there can only be one.
See what I mean, Jeffrey? The power of friendship, isn't it a crazy power?
Well, no, we all started fighting, and I just blocked most of them.
Like me and the penguin.
They didn't want to let me just have Jeffrey O'Brien.
See, here's my issue.
I don't care how many Jeff O'Briens there are, but I'm Jeffrey O'Brien.
Here's my issue with the penguin. See, you can just block all of them. I can't block the penguin on Twitter. He's still going to come
after
after
me. Not with the kind of karate you learned.
Yeah, actually, I don't know about that. You see,
you can't block
underestimate my skills.
No, I think I've completely
I'm like
accurately
Sandy
estimated your
Cheeks
skills
from SpongeBob. Like that's how good I am at karate.
A few moments later.
Hefty Lefty says living in Antarctica is pretty tough. Yeah,
it is.
Well, actually, the Penguins are called the Penguins because they used to play in an arena called the Big Igloo at one point. So they named
penguins
them the
don't live in igloos.
I bet penguins from Pittsburgh are pretty badass.
They probably are. They're probably mean, but they probably, they're tribal. Tribal
There's
fans.
no penguins in Pittsburgh.
That you know,
there must be in the Pittsburgh Zoo. Come on,
and the Big Igloo, the Civic Arena. Which is now,
if
it
the
was
penguins
probably
in Pittsburgh are in the zoo, they're just sad penguins who couldn't fight their way out.
I think they may operate the concession stand. I think there could be penguins there.
That's a good point.
Right? See, thank you, Randy. Thank you.
Good point right there.
Last Optimist says Triple H is a brony. He's a little My Little Pony fanatic with his love of the power of friendship. Is that from My Little Pony?
I actually have no idea I have no idea if it's from that. But if it is, props to My Little Pony for sending such a powerful message.
Wow.
Isn't that profound? I can sense just
sometimes
Jeffrey,
when you talk, it makes me want to drive through a farmer's market.
He's trying to contain his tears. From what I said, he has a big lump in his throat. He's trying to contain himself, but he just can't.
I'm squinting at you. That's not tears.
You've got a big lump in your throat.
That's just a giant truck full of disdain right there. Swazman says one of the problems with the Chargers moving back to San Diego is that San Diego State just built a new stadium, 35,000 seats on the old Jack Murphy property right there in Mission Valley. Yeah, but if somebody did buy it and move there, sure you could find another chunk of land to throw a stadium on if you wanted.
I've driven by it. Qualcomm is still up, and it is a nice stadium. I mean, it's hosted Super Bowls before. I mean, it can be used.
I don't think it's up anymore. Wasn't that the old Jack Murphy Stadium?
I think it is. Well, there's another one that's up that I've driven
I don't think
by.
Qualcomm is still there. I think that's the old Jack Murphy Stadium.
Maybe they've renamed it. Perhaps.
Berg thinks they should split time and call them the Los Angeles Chargers of San Diego.
Like the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
The Los Angeles Chargers of San Diego and I don't know. Harris, you interrupted me and made me forget what I was going to say.
Sorry, Jeffrey. My apologies.
This is why I squint. You know what I'm saying? Firefighter says, point of order. What did you bring Roger's Rules of Order to the Daily Blender? Is that what you just did?
Wow.
This is not a meeting. That's not how this works. Point of order. Wait, now we got to second this and carry the motion to let you talk? He says the National Aviary is in Pittsburgh, and they have quite the Emperor Penguin display. So, yes, many mighty penguins in the Steel City.
And
not
there you
naturally.
Go. And there you go.
Not naturally. They're probably stuffed. Bunch of stuffed animals.
No. Everybody eats at Pittsburgh. Don't you know that?
Hefty Lefty says Qualcomm got leveled.
It is Snapdragon. That's what I'm thinking of. Not Qualcomm, Snapdragon Stadium. They would probably need a new stadium.
See, I've driven by Qualcomm. That is right across the highway from San Diego State University.
Right. Yeah.
Which San Diego cannot be a state university because San Diego is a city, not a damn state. So I'm tired of these small towns.
No doubt.
Up like they got San Diego State University.
Oh,
if they've had to make all those states, then you'd have 382 states inside this
That's
country.
too many states. I mean, there's a reason.
I can't remember all those.
Right. No one can. There's a reason Memphis State changed to Memphis.
California is so stupid.
Yeah, it is. And on so many levels.
Miami might be kind of dumb. This was a shock to see that Jalen Ramsey and the Dolphins have agreed to try to find a place to trade. Why are they just like scrapping the team? And I mean, are they giving up? I don't understand why they're doing this with Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah. It's quite puzzling, to be honest with you.
This
I don't
rebuild
know.
type stuff? Is this tank stuff? What are they doing? Are they thinking we'll just only have offense? That's all we need.
Yeah, I think it's just they literally couldn't find an agreement in contract negotiations. Maybe there was just a disparity there.
There's nothing to negotiate. He had a 3-year extension before the 2024 season. The first new year of the deal doesn't happen until 2026. So he's under contract till 2028. So what was to negotiate? I guess they said, hey, listen, we can't afford you. And he's like, that's cool. Let me go someplace else. I don't understand. Or maybe they're lying. One side or the other wanted to have a change, and the other side, well, let's just say we're in on this. I don't know. But he's still playing well. Yeah. So where the hell? Okay, so let's just forget why. That doesn't matter. Jalen Ramsey's going to get traded.
Right.
And on Twitter, some of the boys were saying, it's like, well, yeah, maybe the Cardinals are a good idea. And I'm like, I was just looking at the Cardinals, and I feel like they think they've got their defense pretty well figured out, settled and done. I don't think the Cardinals are going to be in a place where they can do anything for Jalen Ramsey. What do you think, Randy?
Well, I was thinking earlier today that Jalen Ramsey would be a good addition to the Cardinals because for how long have we talked about the Cardinals are weak over the top? I mean, when you go deep on the Cardinals, what do they have? The Buda Baker is back there. What else did they have? They were always looking for somebody to be that lockdown, that kind of shut down corner. And I think Jalen Ramsey might be the answer if they can come up with the money.
But haven't they already shot their shot? Haven't they already filled the positions? They've like, hey, this is the team we've got. What do the Cardinals have to even bargain with to get Jalen Ramsey?
I don't know. I don't know unless they start working out some deals with some of these guys they've already paid. To hold off some of their pay, restructure deals so that they can bring in a Jalen Ramsey. If that's, I don't even know if that's what they're thinking. They might be thinking pick up the best cornerback in the NFL draft coming up in a couple of weeks. So
what about if the Dolphins are looking to trade for draft picks? Is that worth a first-round draft pick for the Cardinals?
I think it is.
I maybe, but if it's just draft picks, sure, you might go with it.
But just
the thing about it is Jalen Ramsey's kind of getting old. You know what I mean? How is he now? He's in his 30s, 34, 35?
I don't think he's that old. No, I'm going to say
well,
he's in high 20s.
He had production. He had 60 tackles, 2 interceptions, and a sack. But he wasn't selected for the Pro Bowl. This is the first time since he was a rookie.
Well, I don't put much merit on that.
But still,
Tyler Huntley was in the Pro Bowl.
He's still doing pretty damn good here. I mean, I don't know.
He's going to be one of those guys that's going to command a lot of money. And is that historically, that's not what the Cardinals do. I mean, yeah, we've got tiny little Kyler, Lego in the backfield there. He commands a lot of money. I don't know why. I feel like Kyler and Dak Prescott are the same quarterback, only one's taller than the other. They're overpaid and overrated, in my opinion. What is Kyler
rather
done?
Have Dak Prescott.
Well, I mean, what has Dak Prescott done with the Cowboys? He's had
no more than Kyler's done with the Cardinals.
Exactly, overpaid and overrated.
Folks, Jonesy says definitely not worth a first-round pick. Stop it on Jalen Ramsey.
I think everyone's wrong here. I think Jalen Ramsey is one of the best corners in football. And not only that, let me tell you something about Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey could play safety if he wanted to. He did in college. This is a high level athlete. I don't care what the Pro Bowl thinks. Arizona is also 8th in the NFL right now in total cap space that they have, $32 million. So they could afford to go get Jalen Ramsey, who's making $24.5 million right now. They're
on the money, but who are they going to trade back to the Dolphins?
Right. So the question,
so it's money in a draft pick. What?
Right. It would be a draft pick. Yeah, essentially. And also, here's the thing about the Cardinals. At corner right now, they have Sean Murphy-Bunting and Starling Thomas the fifth. Budda Baker's obviously a great free safety. At strong, they've got Jalen Thompson. Jalen Ramsey could play all three of those positions at an extremely high level, and that would really help the Cardinals defense. I think this would be a great
Don't you think there's
the Cardinals to go
a whole
after
bunch
Ramsey.
of other teams who are sitting there looking at their wallet and looking at Jalen Ramsey?
Yeah.
So, it's not a done deal that the Cardinals are going to be the front runner. And besides, I think Jalen Ramsey is probably going to have to agree to all this as well. By the way, in case you care, and even if you don't, Diamondbacks now up 10-1 over the Marlins, top of the sixth. They just had a 5-run sixth inning. And wow. Good for you. All right, listen, we got to take a break. We'll come back, get caught up on the text line, and more football on the way. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hi, guys. Jeffrey O'Brien here. Have you ever gone to HarmonSolar.com? Well, you really need to, because everything you ever wanted to know about how solar power can save you big on your monthly electric bill is right there. It's online. Through your phone or through your computer, you can learn about tax credits, the equipment they use, look at how they do things for businesses as well as homeowners, see testimonials from happy customers, and I hear they got a pretty good podcast too. Check it out. Go to HarmonSolar.com. That's HarmonSolar.com.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The Rich Eisen Show.
Everything that we've seen in Rory McIlroy's remarkable Hall of Fame career was boiled into 19 holes of golf. But I cried. I teared up. It got dusty in my house because you watch a guy and then he finally gets it done in Augusta on this golf course on this day. It was why we watch sports.
The Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays at 9 a.m. on 1580, The Fanatic.
Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Nice. Corbin Carroll, always good to get on base, but he helped three other guys get across home plate. Grand slam, Corbin Carroll, just now, a little bit ago. Hicks. Just destroying these Marlins today.
Good. Let's do it 2 more times.
Hells
After today.
yeah.
Yeah.
Corbin
Hells
Carroll.
yeah.
He's doing great this year.
So where were we? I'm trying to. This show. It seems like the more fun we have, the slower it goes. We can't ever seem to get anything done. So I guess that's a good thing. But let's get caught up on the text line so we can move on to the next football thing. Swave Dave says, "Doesn't Danny DeVito have a statue in Pittsburgh playing a penguin and a show about it?"
No.
You thinking that's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and Batman? I don't know which Batman.
Or you go, Jeffrey. My bad. My mistake.
Hefty Lefty says, funny though, because the Snapdragon is a processor made by Qualcomm. Oh, interesting. And Qualcomm just got leveled. Berg says, can't wait to see when Angry Harris blows his top. I bet he'll be angrier than the last guy.
It takes
but we'll just be laughing because it's like, we just put our hand on his forehead and he'll be swinging away. Just it'll be adorable. We're like, he's so cute. Look at him, he's so cute.
Oh my gosh, that is not gonna happen. No.
Swazman says, hey, Jeffrey, off the sports topic here, but these are the Easter cards and birthday card I got for my mom. Her birthday is Easter Sunday. Ain't these funny? Okay. Okay.
I don't really know what to say to that.
Yeah, those are nice, Swazman. They're cute. Ringless Joe says, comparing Dak Prescott to Kyler Murray is an insult to Dak Prescott. Dak is a much better quarterback. When he's healthy, he's always made the postseason. Same cannot be said for little Kyler Murray.
He hasn't made the postseason one time. He hasn't played in a playoff game.
He's talking about Dak Prescott makes the postseason.
Yeah.
I think Dak Prescott, he's played in numerous. He hasn't done a lot there, but if you look at their QB records, I mean, Dak's 76-46 as a starter. That's very good. Kyler Murray, on the other hand, and pulling it up here, is 36-45.
By the way, when he says Kyler Murray, on the other hand, literally, you can fit him on the hand.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah,
that was a good one. But
so Travis, I told you I got 2 Travis stories here.
Let's hear them.
Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter, you don't have the power. You don't have the power to put your money where your mouth is. By the way, you also don't have the money to put your money where your mouth is. Somebody said to him, well, what happens if the team tells you, hey, you're going to have to only play one position to play here? He says, well, I'll never play football again. So basically, if he gets drafted by somebody who will not let him play both sides of the ball, he says, I'll never play football again because I've been doing this my whole life. I love being on the football field. I could dominate each side of the ball. I enjoy doing it. So if they tell him he can't do it, he's just going to walk away from football.
Why?
Yes,
why,
with all that money you haven't made. Dummy.
Why would he? Why would a team not want Travis Hunter to be on both sides of the football?
Because you want him to play the side of the ball, which he is absolutely locked down best at, and not get injured doing the other stuff. You know, if you think he's the best wide receiver ever, you just want him catching balls. If you think he's the best cornerback ever or safety ever, you want him doing what he does out there. But you don't want him doing both because it's going to wear him down to the nubs because the NFL is a grind. It ain't like college sports. It's way harder. It's way faster. And, they just, whatever team takes him with that draft pick and then whatever money they pay him, they want to get their money's worth on that. And you're not going to get it when a guy flames out in just a few years because injury or just you've worn him down to the nub. So, an NFL team is going to say no. And
Deion Sanders played both sides of the ball. Granted, he didn't play full time, but he was a defensive guy and he did run offensive plays. He was a kickoff or a punt returner. I don't remember which. I don't see what the problem is if Travis Hunter. I mean, I agree what you're saying, Jeffco. It makes fiscal sense. It makes physical sense. But if the guy's going to be angry because you're not letting him play both sides of the football, wouldn't you try to come up with a happy medium somewhere?
Some kind of compromise. But he says, if an NFL team says you can only do one or the other, he said, I won't do any.
I'm going to be honest. I completely agree with Randy here. I think Travis Hunter should be allowed to play both sides of the football. Look,
but not every play of the game.
Maybe not every play, but nobody does that except for the quarterback. This is a guy who had 96
No, the
receptions.
quarterback doesn't play every play of the game. He sits down when the defense is on the field.
Well, yeah, on the offensive side of the ball.
Travis Hunter wants to play every play of the game.
Right. But let's read between the lines here. He wants to play both sides of the ball. That's the reality. This is a guy who had 96 receptions.
One of them has to be lesser than the other, though.
Why do you think that?
For every reason I just said, you can't let a guy go out there and play it like he did in college. It's at a different level. It's a different physicality. It's a different speed. It's a different everything. And it's going to, he'll be done just about as fast as he gets there.
This is a guy who, might I tell you, had 96 receptions
College
and allowed
is not the same
lowest
as the
passer rating in
NFL.
college sports. He was a 5-star prospect coming out of high school. He's dominated and changed teams wherever
High school.
he's gone.
College.
Look, I get it.
The NFL,
I get it.
goes a million miles an hour faster than either of those.
I get it. It goes faster, but this is a guy who at least deserves a shot because he's shown at every level he can do it, right? And you'd be really dumb to not let this guy at least have a shot based on his background in college and in high school as well.
It would be a situational thing. And even Deion Sanders, it was situational, wasn't it? It wasn't every play. You're like,
Not
okay, we've got a
necessarily.
situation where we need this guy to do that. So Deion Sanders, they're like, all right, let's do this. And he's like, here I come. Oh, we need you to do this other thing. Okay, here I come. But he didn't insist on playing every play on defense and
No.
every play on offense. And so you've got to pick one of these that you're not going to play every play on.
Depending on where he goes. Depending on where he goes, I could see the NFL, whatever team using him situationally on defense, every play on offense, because he's such a great receiver. He's got wheels. He knows how to run routes. He's an excellent route runner. And then you bring him in, I don't know, with the nickel package or with the dime package as an extra hand in the backfield. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I could see that happening very easily.
Will that
in
be
the
enough for
NFL.
him?
Look, if a lot of NFL players or college players said, I want to play both sides of the ball, I'd be with you, Jeffrey. This is a different type of talent. This is we literally, like Charles Woodson wasn't doing the things that Travis Hunter did in college. Deion Sanders wasn't even doing the things that Travis Hunter did in college. Like Travis Hunter is a legitimate, crazy talent. I've seen Colorado's offense when he's injured, and I've seen it when he's healthy. It is a completely and utterly different type of football team. Yeah.
Kyle G says Travis Hunter strikes me as someone who's never played against people as good as he is. Hey, I'm worried he's going to have a short career. Yeah, it'll be a career shortener if he does go out there and try to play every play on both sides. But if he wants to play full-time cornerback, and every now and then they throw him out there on offense and have him do some stuff, that is something I can get behind. But if you think he's going to be full-time cornerback, full-time wide receiver, you will not have him there long. He's going to get injured. He's going to get worn down to the nubs. And then this generational talent will then just be mediocre. You're either good at one position or you're not great at two positions. You're saying he's so great at both that you should let him do it. Okay, but be reasonable about the physicality. Be reasonable about now we have we're going to have 18 games in a season pretty quick here.
Right.
I think that they're going to have to reason with him and say, yes, you can play both sides, but we're just going to we're not going to have you out there on offense all the time.
Charles Woodson, I'm going to go back to this, okay? Because I'm going to make this comparison. He's gotten a lot of Charles Woodson comparisons.
Sure.
Charles Woodson had his last year at Michigan, 11 receptions for 231 yards and 2 touchdowns. He played full-time corner, led the FBS in interceptions. Travis Hunter darn near led the FBS in receptions and had the lowest passer rating allowed in college football. Like, he is playing both at such a ridiculously high level. We have never seen this guy before. So we can't necessarily put Travis Hunter in this group of guys we evaluate like Charles Woodson to say, no, he can only play one side of the ball. Because no, he's played both sides of the ball. Well, only one side of the ball and the other part-time, minimally. He should be able to play both sides of the ball as much as he wants because he has shown that he can do that. No one
he
has
can
shown.
do that, but
Yes.
With the increased physicality and speed, the chance of him being injured and off the field in either capacity is way greater, and therefore more of a liability for a team that is trying to decide what to do with their first round pick.
Yeah, I'm just saying. So you see that as too much of a risk, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Essentially, the injury risk. That's fair. The way I see it is, we've never seen anyone like him. Give him a shot and moderate it, and if he continues to get injured,
wow, he's so good on both. How fun would it be to watch him go out there and be like, my God, he's a beautiful, just a shooting star, but he'll be a shooting star. He's not going to be a continual star. He'll be a shooting star because with defense, which one do you think you get injured more on? Defense or offense?
Defense, most likely.
But defense is the thing he's most aggressive and probably you could say he's best at. That's his best angle.
Yeah.
And so now you're wearing down that defensive ability by also letting him play on the offense. I'm telling you, man, this is not the same as college. This is going to be, here's the nice thing about it is, if I were a coach, I'd be like, okay, let's let him do it. Let's let him have his way.
Yeah.
It will not be long before he says, coach, I think I should probably pull back on one of these things, because he'll start to feel the strain. Hopefully he feels the strain and is smart about things and doesn't just end up career-ended injury, or at least nagging continual injuries where, great, he plays both sides of the ball, but does us no good if he's not on the field.
Well, my argument, Jeffrey, is that saying that he needs to play one side of the ball because everyone else in the NFL has is not a great.
That's not anybody saying. It's
you're saying because of the injury risk, but this is what a
matter of common sense.
This is towards the NFL. This is towards the NFL, not necessarily towards you, because everyone else is de-evaluating what Travis Hunter has done as a player in college. He's played both sides so well. No one in the NFL has played in college both sides of the ball well like Travis Hunter has.
But the people who are coaching and managing the NFL know better than anybody what it takes to play in the NFL and the grind of the NFL and how it will tear you down and chip away at you. Yeah. They can see his future better than you and I can, better than he can.
Yes,
and so I think that is going to be what they're going to want to lean towards. Hey, let's have you you're going to be a Hall of Fame player just as a cornerback.
Yeah.
So let's get our money's worth on that, because then it's not a matter of you get one contract, you play longer and uninjured. You get 2, maybe 3 contracts. It's more money. It's just there's so many arguments for him if you're going to play both sides, play one is your full-time job, but the other one is your hobby. Well, hey, we're going to throw you out there on this play. Oh, sweet. Let's do it. Give it to him a couple times a game and let him get his beak wet on that. But, somebody's going to have to reason with him, or he's going to have a 2-year career.
If he's good enough to where he impacts winning on both sides and you can win games with him on both sides, I say give him a shot.
Better win a Super Bowl quick, because he won't be around much longer than the 3rd or 4th year.
I don't know. I think that's just an assumption.
You have shortened his career by doing this.
I don't know. I think that's
if I'm wrong, hey, how much fun will it be to see him get there? Yeah, I'd love to be wrong.
You can also moderate it. Yeah, obviously not every play of the game, but he can play starter snaps on both sides. He did in college, and no one else did that.
College.
Right. But just no one else did that in college. Charles Woodson wasn't doing what Travis Hunter did. Deion Sanders wasn't.
Because Woodson came out, was smart enough to know, okay, I'm going to just go and do my thing. The thing I'm best at.
Yeah, Michigan in that national championship team had a ton of elite receivers. I'll say that. They had great talent. But
NFL,
he said in college,
light year jump.
People probably said he can't play both sides of the ball at an elite level in college, and he proved him wrong. Just let him have the shot in the NFL. Let him have the shot. It's not about
the ability. It's about, is it wise to do over time? Firefighter says people used to say the same thing about Shohei Ohtani, that he couldn't pitch and be an everyday hitter. Okay, baseball is about a different thing. I mean, wow. You can't compare the two things. Playing both sides of the ball in the NFL and playing both sides of the ball in baseball. Not even close. Ringless Joe says, if Hunter is such a great generational talent, then the Titans would be dumb to take anyone but him at number 1. You got your offense and defense right there.
This is very true. And I've been saying that the Titans should take him, and it's looking like that
they'll take
they're
Cam
not
Ward.
going to, and they'll take Cam Ward. And I digress.
Because they're the Titans.
Because we're the Titans. That's exactly right.
See, I was squinting earlier. Now I'm just smiling really big.
Yeah, it's
my bleep eating grin.
it's crushing. It's soul crushing that we may miss out on this generational Hall of Fame level talent right in front of us.
Well, you wouldn't have him for long the way things are going. Sluzzman says, wasn't Puka from the Rams 6th round? I think a lot of teams are hoping to find value just beyond that first round.
Absolutely.
Sure, they will, but not quarterback. Jonesy says, if you spend the number 1 pick on a player, you don't overplay him so he gets injured halfway through the season. Not really an argument here. Just play him from both sides, just not every play. Okay.
Right.
I'm sure they can negotiate with him. I'm sure, but as Harris says, he wants starter starts on both sides. You do that. Ringless Joe says, you're laughing now, Jeffrey. I'm not laughing. Was I laughing?
You were smirking.
I was smiling.
You were laughing.
You weren't laughing at all. You were just going, college.
Yeah. Ringless Joe says, but imagine the Jaguars take Hunter instead. You know what? They probably would let him do whatever he wants. They would probably let him do whatever he wants.
As they should.
But him doing his part requires, at least in one aspect, somebody else doing theirs. Boy, I am not worried about the Jaguars.
I am not for him playing every play, defense and offense. I am for him playing either, wide receiver and going out there on certain packages on the defense.
Last Optimus says, let him play every down if you plan on burning him out on his rookie deal and then never having to extend him.
Yeah.
For the win. They're chanting Corbin Carroll MVP chants.
Wow.
Oh, that's awesome.
In Miami? Wow.
In Miami? Oh, my goodness.
No, he says coming soon to Chase Field.
Okay.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I don't think so. I don't know. I mean,
maybe
he's been playing great.
He's been on
Too
another
early
level this year. Yeah, he has.
When we come back, the other Travis, we'll talk about that guy when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
When you switch to Progressive, you could save bundling your home and auto. Then you could put that money towards some of the surprisingly more expensive things in life.
May I help you? I just wanted to request a late checkout, please.
Of course. That's $30 per hour for up to 4 hours.
Huh. Okay, but if you can offer a late checkout, then that probably means no one is staying in that room. So if it's empty, maybe I can just stay a few extra hours.
Oh, aren't you adorable?
Life costs a lot, so bundle and you could save with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million+ products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Everybody's got a podcast these days. Comedy, politics, true crime, you name it. But how many actually teach you anything useful? Harman Solar has an entertaining podcast that is vital if you've been thinking about looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Ralph and Ben explore the intricacies of utilities, equipment, processes, and more. Their primary objective is to educate and empower you to make informed decisions on your solar journey. So increase your knowledge, not your bills. Go check it out right now. It's the Harman Solar Podcast at harmansolar.com.
Hey, son, what you doing?
Looking around for jobs, offices, 9 to 5. I don't want anything boring.
You know, Brian's son is in the Phoenix Police Academy. Pretty sure he's not bored.
I never thought of that.
Check out joinphxpd.com and take a look.
Over 80 specialty details like detective and canine handler. What else? Dignitary protection, 911 operator? They have aviation and dive team jobs?
Rise to serve. Find more today at joinphxpd.com. Protect and serve with the elite.
Sponsored by the City of Phoenix.
Now, you can be the guy that eventually gets bits and pieces of the latest news, or you can get the whole story when it breaks. The NFL is always in season here.
That's how we do it.
Follow us on Facebook or Twitter, or at 1580thefanatic.com.
Hey, Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Wow, today's tax day. But it's also the anniversary of the day that Abraham Lincoln was watching a play, and it blew his mind.
Wow.
Yeah, this is the April 15th is the day he got murdered.
Wow.
Dang. Didn't know that. And it just popped up on my feed right there.
No kidding.
Wow. Yeah. Tia says, is Two-Ply Anthony Richardson's new nickname? Or, yeah, I mean... I'm sure we could come up with some good nicknames for Anthony Richardson, but franchise quarterback ain't one of them. Yeah, this guy's. I can't wait.
I don't think so yet, Jeffrey. I think you got to give him 3 years.
Well, he'll get his year in a quarterback battle with
Daniel Jones.
Good God, y'all! You can't beat Daniel Jones in a quarterback battle.
You think that the Colts are above the Titans level? You guys are closer to us than you think.
Still, our record will still be better than yours.
You mean probably the future will be Hall of Famer Danny Dimes?
Yes, Randy, that's correct.
I don't know. I think Jim Irsay owed somebody money, and that's how this whole thing happened.
You're underestimating the talent that you have in Anthony Richardson. Look, I know he has not been lived up to par the first couple years, but we knew coming in that he was going to be a project, right? He had a lot of different coordinators at Florida. He was in a lot of different situations. He's dealt with injuries. I say you always give a guy 3 years, and this is going to be the prove it year for
They're
him.
giving him the 3rd year, and I'll tell you what, they're going to find out at the end. It's that one thing that Harris Hicks never got to put his hands on when he was in high school. A bust. 888-368-1580.
Oh, dang. Dang.
That was kind of a long way to go for that.
Wow.
Dude, you took that out of nowhere.
Ringless Joe says, look at Drew Lock, a quarterback everybody wrote off, but boy, he had a beast game against the Colts last year. Well, like that was hard.
My feelings are still hurt.
Get used to that being kind of a go-to,
I can see that.
Big George says, this Mantiply guy stinks, giving up runs left and right. Diamondbacks are still beating them 10-3, but he just gave up 2 right there
That's
in the 7th.
Former All-Star Joe Mantiply to you.
Yeah.
For your information.
Well, he did give up 2 runs just now. That is a fact.
Yeah.
It is a fact. 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. So let's just see what happens. Not too concerned, but anything can happen in a game of baseball. That's for sure.
Anything can happen. Yes, that is true.
So here's the thing. I don't want to get too deep in this, but there is one thing, and I don't need like long drawn out answer.
All right.
But do you think a team is actually not should they, but do you think they will let Travis Hunter do what he wants to do? Do you think they will?
I think a team will let Travis Hunter do what he wants to.
Yeah. The team that drafts him, do you think they'll let him play both sides of the ball like full time?
Ultimately, full time, yes. As much as he'd want to, no. Because I think there are times where you have to take him out of it. He can't be playing 100% of the snaps. That's probably what he wants to do. Now, I think he'll be playing more like 80% both sides of the ball. And I think that will happen because they'll realize, oh, wait, having this guy on both sides of the ball is going to help us win more games.
For a minute. That's what I'm saying. Anyways,
we'll play him.
Another Travis showed up in the news. Well, you know how Kanye West is crazy?
Yes.
Like it's literally just crazy, and he just wants attention. So he's saying Nazi things. He's saying horrible things, things you just can't take back. And people just have stopped even paying attention to him. So he's so crazy. He's like currently just vomiting all over Twitter about this, that, and the other.
And now he's come back around to dumping on Taylor Swift.
Uh-oh.
And Taylor actually sent him a cease and desist letter after he'd said that she had sex with Justin Bieber and Harry Styles. He's saying stuff that you can't come back from, and you could end up sued over. But that here's the thing: Travis Kelce's mad. Travis Kelce's smiley guy, right? Smiley guy. You saw how mad he got at Andy Reid when he took him out of the game.
Yes.
How'd you like to have that version coming at you at a club or something? He wants to have it out with Kanye man to man. That's the word on the street. He's like, there's consequences. You want to say what you want to say, but how dare you say that? Especially something you wouldn't say to her face, especially if I'm standing there. So Travis Kelce's ready to throw down with Kanye West.
I wouldn't want to do that.
No, because Kanye's crazy.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can punch crazy, and crazy just doesn't even notice. You can win the fight and lose the fight. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I mean, Kanye West is just, I mean, that's he's harassing. He's crazy. He's saying horrible things. But Travis Kelce literally wants to beat the hell out of Kanye West. How tall is Kanye West?
I guess he's like 6 feet, probably.
What's the tail of the tape? I mean, Travis Kelce's 6'5", right?
Yeah, around there.
Let me Google this. How tall is? I don't think Kanye's probably in fighting shape.
Kanye's actually 5'8".
5'8".
He's shorter than I thought. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he would be destroyed. He would. Travis Kelce would tear through him just like water through toilet paper. It'd be just the end of Kanye West. Bruno Baller says, remember when Kanye West went on stage when Taylor Swift was accepting an award and took the microphone from her?
I was just thinking about that.
Well, that was cute. Nowadays,
yeah.
Ringless Joe says Kanye West would be a pile of bones and blood after Travis Kelce got a hold of him. No doubt about it.
I would imagine Travis Kelce would win that. I would just imagine.
Way to go out on a limb there, Harris.
I know, bold prediction. I know. Living on the edge, but
here's the thing. Why, at this point, though, Kanye West is like talking Nazi stuff, talking horrible things. It seems like he just says whatever just because he wants attention.
Yeah.
Stuff that any reasonable human being would know is just ridiculous. And yet he's sitting there just spewing, right? And that just seems like a crazy guy. I wouldn't care what a crazy guy had to say. I'm like, nobody's taking him seriously. I wouldn't even bother with the lawyers. Let him just talk himself out over there. Nobody thinks he's saying anything that matters.
Yeah.
It's not even worth the time. I mean, I hate that. It's such a tired phrase. You're not even worth it, man. But he's not. He's not worth the calories. He's not worth the moment. He's not worth bloodying your knuckles over.
Yeah.
That's just to leave him to howl into the abyss. It's not hurting Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I mean, with this, it's a hard situation for sure with Kanye. I think a lot of it goes back to his the car crash that he was in, where he
made him goofy,
hurt his head really bad. I think his jaw got like detached from.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, he was
walking
around like this all the time.
Yeah, and I think that's hard because it may have. We don't know the effects that ultimately it had. We don't know the full story, but I think that may have something to do with it. So,
well, I mean, you're always responsible for yourself. Sometimes it's an explanation, even if it's not an excuse, like Antonio Brown or Tyreek Hill, and now Kanye West. So, yeah, I Travis Kelce, just let it go.
It ain't worth your time, and it ain't worth your money because if you beat his ass, he's going to sue you.
What's
that?
So
it's not worth your time, and it's not worth your money.
What's that? Kanye West says that Taylor Swift had sex with a couple of guys. Okay, so nobody cares.
My dad has this saying, and there are many sayings of Mr. Hicks, but he has this
probably
saying.
Most of which are about you're being a disappointment. But go ahead.
Ouch.
I'm sure that
was not one of his sayings,
true.
Jeffrey. Oh, okay. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I mean, you are a disappointment, but he wouldn't say it to you.
Anyway, as I was saying, he had this saying, don't argue with an idiot because he'll drag you down to his level and beat you with experience.
Is that his saying?
That's his saying.
He made that up?
He made that up.
Randy, let him have this one. Just let him have this one.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So, Travis Kelce, you may have to have a talk with Mr. Hicks about this one. A very wise fellow he is.
Yeah, I don't
A
think
lot
that
of good advice.
they were
that
going to
has helped
cross
me
paths
throughout the
anytime
years.
soon.
Yeah. And I'm not going to sit here and say and call Kanye West names or Travis Kelce names or whatever. I'm not in the business of doing that. I'm just saying when someone is trying to provoke, might be trying to provoke you. Hey,
man, if I was in an elevator
don't take
with
the bait.
If I was in an elevator with Kanye West, the only thing I would do is get off before him and then reach over and go hit all the numbers and laugh and run off. That's the best thing you can do. Because he would be, he wouldn't be, he's so crazy, he'd stay on the elevator.
He might make a pretty cool rap song in there, though.
Ow, I just hurt myself.
Why would you do such a thing?
Why would you do such a thing, Jeffrey?
I got a bone spur in my right shoulder, and then my pantomime of hitting all the elevator buttons just rocked me.
You see, ladies and gentlemen, people think the Daily Blender is a quiet, peaceful show. But no, it's actually a very dangerous show. And you can be hurt at any second listening to the Daily Blender.
I'm okay.
When you guys, this
is what happens when you play both sides of the show.
Yeah.
When you guys sound movies, we talk about movies, you guys sound really old. That made you sound really old. I'm going to be honest. It did.
I got a bone spurt. Anybody can have a bone spurt.
That's true. It happens. It happens.
Firefighter says, I think you're close to breaking Harris, getting him to have a massive outburst. Keep it up.
Okay.
It took a couple of years for Keon started to maybe have his voice crack now and then. You know what I mean?
So? Oh, okay.
Yeah. And he usually wasn't even...
I don't think Triple H is that kind of a guy where he
thanks,
yells and screams and cracks his voice and stuff.
Give me time.
Okay. All right.
I appreciate that.
Who haven't I broken?
Well, it's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1915, after being called the Naps since 1903, Cleveland's American League Ball Club played its last game known as the Indians, a moniker selected from a contest to rename the team run by a local newspaper. Yeah, Nap La Jolla. Remember you reading about him, Randy?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I did.
The reason they traded him out of there?
Why?
Was because he got in an argument with the manager.
Yeah, we'll see.
He's 40 playing still.
See, now that's the way it should be done. Not firing coaches and let the players run the team.
They threw the guy out and changed the name of the team when he left.
There you go.
Well, they took the side of the coach for sure.
Wow. That's nuts.
All right. Well, I'm going to go watch the rest of this game. 2 innings left. Diamondbacks beating the Marlins 10-3.
So far.
Just got to keep getting through this, and hope they don't blow it. I mean, chances are, metrics are, numbers are, should be okay.
Yes, should be okay.
Chances are.
Good song.
We'll see you guys tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Bye-bye.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke.